We'll get started in a few minutes, everybody. We're just getting prepared. Let me pull up my notes, which you'd laugh at if you saw. It's actually, my notes are actually pretty goddamn funny. We'll do that later. Just closing up some stuff. Okay. We're streaming the intro screen. We're gonna start in. Well, I can start in a minute. It's just pretty damn funny. What do we got? Hey Dave, Gear 3. Oh my god. You start a war. Got an ad for the W. I didn't play an ad. Does it automatically put ads on the stream? Interesting. Can anyone tell me about the Final Fantasy mobile game? There's a bunch. I'm sure, isn't there like 10 mobile games for Final Fantasy? There's like the Dungeon Explorer one or whatever. Oh god, it's so hot. But if I run my fan, you'll all be able to hear it. It'll ruin the immersive streaming experience. Let's pause. Stream health yellow. Okay, whatever. Check the console for GF. Run with Huistis. Oh yeah, we gotta do the cards. Click cards for a long time. Load save. So there's gonna be a lot of... Look, there's not a ton, but I have some save files prepared. And that's just, like... well, let's just start it now, okay. Scenes... PC. Yeah, we're only a minute early. So... I'll make this as a more legitimate YouTube video. Wait, is this not the thing? Oh, I clicked the wrong button, that's why. Whoops. That didn't game capture HD. I have to give it my controller. God damn it, I'll be right back. Okay. I got my controller. We're right on time, don't worry. Let everybody know you're a farce, Wes, okay. So this is gonna be a mechanic showcase, and I have some save I'll show you right now. I have a few save files prepared. And this is basically major points through disc 1 and through disc 1. So yes, it was about 10 hours of grinding, but you have to think of this as front-loading your work, okay? So you know how in other Final Fantasies it'd probably be around 14 to 20 hours, and a lot of that is just fighting random battles for levels. So you have to keep that in mind moving forward here. Because what we're going to be doing is going to be very tedious, but it's going to pay dividends because of how all the systems in Final Fantasy VIII work. So we're not actually going to load, and apparently there's no way to get out. Oh, there's. So we're going to start a new game. And we are going to unleash the magic that is system abuse in Final Fantasy VIII. Hope we get to see the part where Irvine completely botches his one fucking job. Yeah, you had one job. Come on, come on. The Final Fantasy Tactics is a pretty good port. I think Wes can tell you more on that. It is. It's basically War of the Lions. I have it on my phone right now. I just don't like the touch controls. Welcome back, recommended. It's fine. It's just the touch controls are annoying. I don't like the touch controls. There's no, like... Because I'm so fast when I play Final Fantasy Tactics, because I know, like... I can just use the controller and I can, like, fire through the menus because I know where the stuff is. I can't do that in the mobile version, which makes it annoying to me. But if you didn't care about that, the port's fine. I think it's still like 20 bucks though, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Here, the ports of the SNES games on mobile phones are embarrassing, you guys. They're ugly. For one, they're ugly, and I think they have a lot of changes. Is Final Fantasy VII on mobile? I feel like it is. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so like Final Fantasy VII and stuff on mobile it's got a bunch of features like you can just skip random battles and set your guys to be like level 99 with like infinite limit breaks and stuff, which is okay, but it's just what people want to do. Friends theme starts playing. Fucking Gunblade is so bad. Hey man. She worried about the Gunblade, okay? I'm a badass sniper, I'm the best there is. It's like he's like a womanizer too. He's like so high on himself. Oh, hey, it's the opening to half of the anime music videos on 2007 YouTube. So that's a fun little factoid. You get to use Cipher, and I know some people call him Cypher, but here's my justification, okay? You know, like Kiefer Sutherland? You don't call him Kiefer. His name's Kiefer. So Kiefer is equal to Cipher. there you go, right? Kiefer Sutherland, Cipher, okay? You understand? So if you're gonna get mad at my pronunciation of Cipher, just keep it to yourself. Because there's my justification for this made-up name. But fun little factoid is the during that sparring session, Cipher uses his limit break on Squall. I think it's called like no escape or something. No mercy. It's called no mercy. And it's he shoots fire followed by a slash, like a wind slash thing. Virgin Gunsword versus Chad Gunlance. The Gunblade. I think we're gonna kind of largely gloss over a lot of the dialogue here because it's just like it's not super interesting, and we're trying to showcase the mechanics. This isn't gonna be like a story playthrough. And whatever. I don't know what her name is supposed to be pronounced. I call her Quistis. You can get mad about that too if you want. You can call her Huistis if you want. You want to pretend to be Swedish. So the funny thing about Quistis is she's like the same age as Squall. So basically she's your instructor, but she's also the same age as you. So it's like she got pushed forward a little bit. And this character's really important, but it's not very clear why she's important for a long time. How heavy are those swords? 2 pounds. 2 poons, British poons. So here's Instructor Trep. It's perfectly fair then, guy. I know how they work, that's why I think they're dumb. I think gunblades are pretty cool. I don't think most people understand how they work. They don't shoot bullets. You pull the trigger to violently vibrate the sword, making it hit harder as you swing. Yeah, but that's also dumb. Listen, you just gotta roll with it, okay? if it makes you feel better, you can just think of Squall's gunblade as a sword, right? But it's one of the interesting parts of Final Fantasy VIII is Squall's gunblade. It's got a timed hit on it. It's like the only one. Not really. Friggin' Huistis. Wait, is the name said anywhere but Kingdom Hearts 2? Wait, do they actually say her name in Kingdom Hearts 2? I mean, this is not voiced at all, so... I think the only time there's, like, spoken dialogue is when they play Eyes on Me on the Ragnarok when you're in space. Oh, God. Oh, going to space is so fucking funny. Oh, do I not have... Do I have to use the D-pad? Can I not use analog? I can't remember. I played this not that long ago, but whatever. There's actually a lot of FMVs in Final Fantasy VIII. I think more than... a significant amount more than Final Fantasy VII. Which I think is why it's 4 discs compared to Final Fantasy VII's 3. Because this is very much a cinematic experience. And yeah, good explanation. That makes more sense for Seifer's pronunciation. You don't call him Kiefer, okay? It's Kiefer. Mystery character behind the window doesn't show up again until like disc 2 or something. No, she shows up again relatively soon, actually. You just have no idea what the fuck her purpose is. And there's a bunch of shit like... there's a bunch of shit like the Laguna moments, which are really... They don't make any sense until like the end of the game. Which is fine. I mean, I like Final Fantasy VIII mostly for the mechanics. I think scenario design and story, parts of it are cool, but I think overall it's not particularly interesting. Like, I like the idea of like a battle school, because that's kind of unique in terms of like Final Fantasy storylines. Like this is basically a school for training elite mercenaries, right? And that's very unique in terms of Final Fantasy, because you're not like the Warriors of Light, Warriors of the Crystal, or whatever. You're just some kid who's gonna become a mercenary. And it ends up obviously going in some grandiose story, which is fine. And I guess expected, because you don't sit there and expect it to be like, oh, well, we're just gonna do friggin' missions in Timber. So here's the big thing that everybody gets mad at. We're gonna pay attention to this part specifically, because we have to get our GF. Because you know that feel when you don't have GF. I think it's here. Yeah, GF data for Squall. We get Quetzalcoatl and Shiva. You can name whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. I used all default names in my saves, and we're gonna be using the saves. Because God forbid you don't want to see me grinding on stream for 10 hours. And I don't want to grind on stream for 10 hours. It tells you like the card game rules. This is kind of important. So that's kind of funny. He's like a psychic named Orlan modified these tarot cards. He's like, Orlan? Is that like a Final Fantasy Tactics reference? But this ain't friggin' in-depth Final Fantasy VIII story. This is mechanics. We're doing mechanics. So a lot of the stuff for the cards is really simple. Triple Triad is a fun little game, but one of the major factors of Triple Triad, and you'll see when we start playing, is that cards are tiered. And a lot of cards are just better than other cards. So if you have like boss, GF, or like the face player cards, and your opponent is using like crappy like tier 6 cards, they're gonna be fucking crushed. They like don't have a fucking chance. But this is good. This is good background for like the alternative rules, same plus combo and element and stuff like that. We won't really get into them because, like I said, we're front-loading most of our grinding this playthrough. So, it doesn't really matter, and we won't really do the stuff. What's important, though, is trade rules. So because we have a crappy deck in the beginning, which we'll get in a second, we don't actually have... We want to develop a deck. First thing we want to do is develop a deck so that we can easily beat people. And the way you get more cards, there's 3 ways to do it. You can use Quetzalcoatl's card mod ability, which we won't have for a long time because we have to grind out AP. So you can fight enemies and use card mod to turn them into cards when they're like in critical health, which works okay. But obviously that means we can't get some of the higher tier cards because we can't get higher tier monsters until later in the game. The other more common way to get them is by winning card games, and there are a few that you can get from story. So the trade rule in Balam is 1, which means when you win a card battle, you will be able to take one of your opponent's cards. But you see there's special trade rules. Direct, difference, and all. So direct takes the cards that you turned over but lose the cards turned over by the opponent. That's really a bad rule because you can lose some of your really good cards that way. And then difference, winner takes the number of cards he or she won by, so you could get like 1, 2, 3, or 4. And all, which you take all the cards from the loser, which obviously is what we want, because if you think about it... Do I not get the GF thing? Whatever. Basically, if you do information about GF, it's like, oh, GF affects your memories. It's unproven. Whatever. So anyways, it doesn't matter. This ain't story, okay? This is mechanics. We can do story later. We can talk shit about Final Fantasy VIII story later. And, I will definitely be with you, because I will talk shit on some of Final Fantasy VIII story for sure. Like, for instance, going into space. That's pretty terrible. And we're gonna make Squall as big a dick as possible. It doesn't matter, because like we said, we have save files already that we're gonna use. So first things first is we're gonna play a bunch of cards. And we're gonna win a lot of cards. And we're going to do some things to make sure that we win more cards. So right now, Balam's basic rules are... I think it's just... The trade rule is 1, and there's like no special rules, so it's just basic. You know, whoever has more cards turned over wins. So what we want to do is get these cards. So this guy gives you your first 5 cards. I think it's 5, maybe it's 7. 7 cards. So we get our first deck. And this gives you a grace period, or a grace thing of 2 games. So you can lose 2 games, or I guess you can lose 3 games before you're out of cards to play games, because you need 5. And all of these cards can be modded into items that we can refine into magic later, but that's besides the point. So right now, it may be appealing to just go play cards, but it's kind of fruitless. It takes basically 5 times as long to gather cards, because you have to win single cards from people. And there will be situations where there's cards that you want, that you know have good refines for magic, and you'll have to choose between 1 or 2 of them. And we don't want to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to leave Balam Garden. And Quistis is going to tell us to go to the Fire Cavern. We're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to go to Balam Town, and at Balam Town, we're going to talk to the Queen of Cards. And what that is going to let us do is we can use the Queen of Cards to cycle rule sets. So what we're going to do is talk to the Queen of Cards and cycle the rule set until we get all in Balam. Which means that every time we win a card game, we get all of our opponent's cards. Which is going to let us, very quickly build a deck that's strong. And like I said earlier, the stronger your deck, the basically the more... you basically can't lose if you have a strong enough deck. You can only lose if you make some critical errors. But that's going to let us gather cards very quickly. So it's going to get us first a powerful deck, and then we're just going to farm cards. And we're just going to go over this junction thing. I'll explain this in more detail when we actually get to it, which will be in Dalit. In Dalit, we will have most of the junction stuff, and we'll have a huge set of cards, so we shouldn't worry about it too much. I know this part, memory loss is hinted, sure, whatever. It's... Dave, I will agree with you. The memory loss thing being hidden behind a thing in the tutorial is kind of shitty and bad. And being like, oh, it was there from the beginning, you just weren't paying attention. It's like, yeah, no. I'll be the first to agree with you. The memory loss thing's dumb. Okay, it is. I'm not gonna defend it, but I guess it kind of makes sense, some sense, within the context of the game. Megami Tensei 5. It's still a dumb fucking hint early in the story. It is. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I like the scenario design, particularly how the game switches between Squall and Laguna stories. I'm not a fan of the game mechanics. Well, hopefully we will change your mind, Dave, when you fucking sit here and grind for 10 hours on Disc 1 to get all this shit. But, like I said, the grinding in this is all very front-loaded. And I'm playing around with the idea of releasing this, like, memory card. And you can, like, take it out and use it on an emulator and try it out so you don't have to grind. I actually was wondering if I should do that, like, for video games. You can tell me if it's a good or bad idea. But, like, if I was gonna do, like, Final Fantasy, it's like 7 or something, do, like, a perfect game save file and, like, release it to the public on the website when I get it finished. I think that might be an okay idea, but whatever. So, if we run on the road, we don't get random encounters. And that's actually gonna be good, because... You may not be aware of this, but Final Fantasy VIII has a scaling level system. Which, for better or for worse, is how it is. A lot of the stuff in the early game scales, but doesn't scale. And stuff starts to scale kind of more importantly later. You'll see enemies have... If you look at, like, a bestiary, you'll see that enemies will have, like, a very, very large HP range, and that's because it's how they are at level 1 and how they are at level 100, right? So, this is the Queen of Cards, and we're gonna talk to her. So she talks to us about a bunch of garbage. She can tell us the rules, how the rules are passed on. So each region has its own rules. And the rules you're currently carrying are passed around as you travel various regions. They gradually spread out from a region where the card game is most popular. So, there's quite a bit of depth to this. And right now, all that really matters is this. My presence in a region can change its trading rules at times. So how we do this is we play the Queen of Cards. We challenge her to a game. And we don't actually have to play her because she has quite a good deck. So we see right now that the trade rule is different. So we don't want that. We want trade rule all. We just... All we're doing here is setting up the trade rule all so that we can grind our cards faster. We can build a deck faster, and we can get established faster, and start farming cards. Because every card is useful. Every card is useful in some way. Some are more useful than others. Some require multiple cards to get the refine, which is fine, because a lot of those are either not good or really specific. How long is it going to take to get all? I guess technically I don't have to get all, but I kind of want to showcase this as much as possible. Because on my game, the save file, I can't call it my game, on the save files we're working with, I have all. I just want to see how long it takes. I think it took me like 5 or 6. Direct is bad. This might take a while. Oh, the memory loss doesn't matter? Oh, I'm sure it doesn't. What were we talking about again? God damn it. It's pretty dumb that getting good at the card game and getting good cards will fucking break the game. It's really cool because you'll never fucking know that in your first playthrough. You'll just collect the cards and you'll be like... you'll be like, oh, I need to get all the cards. I need to have a perfect card deck. And while that is something you can do, it's not overly important. And especially for some rules, like... you'll see it'll be like open, I think. Yeah, it's like rules open, trade rule. There's a rule called random, which basically just takes 5 cards from your card pool and throws them out. So what you can do is, by refining a bunch of your cards, you thin out your library. And with a thinned out library, you have a higher chance of getting better cards. Oh my god, why is this gonna take? This is gonna take so fucking long. We've already been live for 26 minutes. I'll do it one more time. If it's not all, we'll just... If it's not all, we'll just be like, oh, it was all. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho, it's all. Okay, so let's see. Whatever. I'm not actually gonna sit here and grind cards. I'm gonna show you a few example battles, and then we'll load up our save where I have many cards. Assume we got all from her. Basically what happens is you get all from her, you get the rule all, and then now that region, this region, Balam region, will have all. So every time you play a card game in Balam, you'll have the rule all, and then it'll spread out. The music's annoying, really. You can destroy your cards and get magic and special abilities in return. Once you're at the final boss, you might as well throw all your cards away. Yeah. And there's some really obvious ones, like the Bahamut card. When you refine it, it gives you 100 mega elixirs, which obviously is... God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, it obviously makes a lot of sense. But we just run. You still remember. So there's no reason to fight anything. And part of the reason there's no real reason to fight anything is like you can play Final Fantasy VIII like a traditional Final Fantasy, right? You can just sit there and grind and do the random battles and level up as normal, and you won't really be affected by it, not in any meaningful way. You can play it that way and it works just fine. But because of Junction, which lets you assign magic to your stats, and there are like set values. So if you junction like 100 tornadoes to your strength, there's a set value of stats there. And it means that junction is more powerful the lower the level you are because of the level scaling. So if you're fighting a level 8 guy, and if you're level 8, your opponent's going to be about level 8. There's kind of a discrepancy, but and you have like 100 tornadoes junction to your strength, and like 100 meltdowns junction to your vitality, and like I think it's full life is the best one, or like full life or regen junction to your HP, you're gonna be fucking insane, and the guy's not gonna be able to kill you, and you're gonna like one-shot them. And that isn't as much the case. Oh fuck, I forgot about this. This part always messes me up. But that's not always the case when you're like level 100, because those bite bugs are gonna be level 100, and they're gonna have a lot of HP. And oftentimes they'll have more than the damage cap in HP. Fuck, can we reach him? This is the guy we want to play cards with. Nope. We didn't do it. Wes is trying to alter the card game's rules to RNG. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to show you a few example card games. That guy, the little jogging boy, has Minimog, which is a GF card. We're just going to play a card game. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if we win or lose. I'm just going to show you the game. So the AI is quite bad and it'll make bad choices, but you see that he has better cards than I do. So what we want to do is basically flip his cards by using our cards. So I'm going to put the 3 here, and 3 is bigger than 2, so it flips the card. Crap. I didn't think about that. We're even. He can't take this. Basically, I'm looking for positions where he can't take my card. So I flip that, he flips me. Does it matter? No, I think this is a draw. It should be a draw. But we're just gonna play some triple triad. And this is why having good cards is good, because you just go, oh, I'll just capture all your shit and win. Jeez, that music keeps changing. Yeah, sorry. Getting good cards totally busts the game. It does. And you can do this section you can do after the Fire Cavern, because the Fire Cavern gives you the Ifrit card, and the Ifrit card is really good. And we're gonna lose here because I don't think I can beat this guy. 3, 3, 3, 3. So I can put this guy here. He can't take it, I don't think. No, he can. Fuck. I wasn't looking. Ugh, I made a huge mistake. I don't think I win. But no, I definitely win. No, it's fine. This is why I have this prepared. So basically what happens is you want to win one card. And with that one card, you get better cards, and it continues upwards. So you would save Scum for sure. Like, I didn't save, because it doesn't matter for this playthrough. But you would save, and then you'd do a card battle, and you'd win all the guy's cards. You'd win 5 cards from him, and then you'd go back and save. And then you would have superior cards, and you would use those superior cards to continue to win, basically. It doesn't really matter, like I said. We're just going to play a little bit of Triple Triad, and then we're going to... I'm going to pull a cooking show. And here's something I prepared earlier. Okay, let's do this. I think I just lose. I don't think I can beat him. Because, like I said, if you have better cards, you just win. I have like these are level 1 cards, he has level 2 cards. So you have to be really clever with your first victory. Or you have to do this after you get the Ifrit card, because the Ifrit card's really good. The music was only annoying because it was constantly starting and stopping. Yeah, I know. It's because I was trying to cycle the card rules. We'll see if we can win one game. If we can't, we'll just move on. Which is gonna likely be this. Oops, that was a fucking terrible place to put it. Can I do anything with this? No, that wouldn't do anything. That gets me a draw. Whatever. So here we go. As I shake my hands together, here's a save file I prepared earlier. What does my notes say? Collect cards for a long time. Minimog, Quistis, 20 Elm Oil, Visceral Lines. Just stockpile a lot of cards. Load save 1. Now we're loading save number 1. Yeah, well, other than taking all your money and time. Yeah, okay. Fucking excuse me, Junction is stronger the lower your level is. What a trash game. It's relative, right? Because when you level up, you get stats. Just like any Final Fantasy game. You level up, you get stats. So, if let's say 100 tornadoes to your strength gives you I think it's probably like 100 strength or something. So, it gives you like 100 strength. And it doesn't matter whether you're level 1 and have 1 strength, or you're level like 100 and have like 60 strength. It still adds a flat 100. So that 100 strength is much more impactful when you're lower level. So this is the playthrough I've prepared earlier, and obviously I won a lot of cards because the card rule is all. So I have a shitload of cards, and a lot of these are really good and can be refined for really good items. And those items can be refined further into magic. So we've got like the Quistis card, which is a level 10 card. They're like the highest tier card. And obviously the highest tier cards are really strong. And you can't really lose if you have a deck of the higher tier cards. So you just look. I think there's a good example. What is it? What's it called? Maybe I don't have one. It's called like... Fuck, what is it called? Well, it kind of works with like anything, but like look at Creeps, okay? Creeps is 5 on top, 5 on bottom, 2 and 2 with the Thunder Elemental, right? So let's compare Creeps to, what is it? It's Iron Giant. It's just a 6-5-5-6. It's just straight up better in every field. So you would never use Creeps when you have Iron Giants, right? That's kind of the thing I'm getting at. is that when you have, like... And Creeps is a level 2 card, or is he level 3? Yes, he's a level 2 card. So 5225 versus a 6556. You're never going to use that, right? But that's not important. What's important is that we grinded cards for like 8 hours. And now we're going to run to the fire cavern and continue. Son of a bitch, shitload of cards is right. So that grinding was important for a couple reasons. One is we're setting ourselves up to completely destroy the game. And two, we're going to get a Disc 1 Lionheart, which is Squall's ultimate weapon. And that requires 12 pulse ammo. And the only way to get pulse ammo is by refining energy crystals. And 10 Elnoil cards refines into 1 energy crystal. And 1 energy crystal refines into 10 pulse ammo. So unfortunately, we're too short with that 1 energy crystal, so we have to get 20 Elnoil cards, which sucks. The junction system is broken, especially when you have access to card mod skill and you play a lot of triple try. Get a bunch of wizard stones and master knowledge and refine. Yeah. He knows what's up. I'm too sick to even try to understand this, don't worry. It's a lot it's gonna be a lot simpler than it looks, right? I think a lot of people get like overwhelmed by this because it's like very early in the game, like here's junctioning magic, and I'll go over this, like I said, I'll go over this later, but it like does not matter at this moment. Oh, I should actually equip GFs before I get in there. The number in each direction as card power flips to win AIDS. What AIDS? No. Son of a bitch, shitload of cards, right? Yeah, I mean, you just... That would have taken 5 times as long if I hadn't changed the rule to all. But with all, you get cards really quickly, and that's really important for gathering the starting deck, so you have a really powerful starting deck, but also farming cards. Like, you probably saw there was Abyss Worms there. Abyss Worms refine into windmills, which refine into tornadoes. And tornado is very strong. It's basically a really high tier magic. So because it's a high tier magic, it has a lot of stats associated to it. I'll take off shield. Oops. The only reason I'm doing this, I'm giving it to Huistis so she can cast it during the fight. Just it makes the fight a bit easier. Aura spam. I'm not gonna use auras. Don't need them. But yeah, they're OP. They are OP. What was I talking about again? Yeah, I think a lot of the junction, it just seems very unintuitive, but it's actually very easy to understand. And it's not like the in-game documentation is bad. It's totally valid and fine. It's just that I think at this point in the game you don't really get it, and it doesn't really ever go back and reiterate on it. So you kind of come in here and you're like, well, what the hell is junction? And you usually just use auto junction, which usually is okay. The auto junction is actually pretty strong. You just have no real concept of what's good. And when you start getting into junction, it makes a lot of sense because it makes sense, like stuff like your curative magic, your restorative magic. It's all tied to like your HP and defensive stats, and then stuff like stuff that's more like offense oriented is more geared towards your strength and such. It's pretty intuitive when you understand it, and there is like best in slot junctions. So I think it's like full life is best for HP, and like, well, I think it's Ultima's best in everything, but you can only junction one type of magic to one stat. So you would do that. Depending on the rules, sometimes there will be elemental space on the board. Placing matching cards on the right element gives you a buff. Yeah, but I mean it's minor. And if you place a non-elemental card on that slot, you'll get a -1. And if you place an elemental card on there, you'll get a +1. But there's no way to tell. And that's one of the big problems with it, is there's no way to tell what something is. Like what your board's gonna be before you get in. So you could bring all your elemental cards and you could get like ice or stone in a position that that card's not good in, which is just why you just use the face cards and kind of largely ignore the rules of Triple Triad and just fucking face roll with your level 10 cards. That's the strategy. Endgame with selfie is the dumbest shit. Win the fight, no questions asked, as long as you get lucky and land on the ability. Yeah. Selfie is actually pretty good because their ultimate weapon has 255% hit rate, which is pretty insane. Which is funny because all of Squall's weapons have 255% hit rate, which is also why Squall's kind of a broken character because he literally cannot miss. His hit rate is so high that he can't miss. Oh shit, I should have turned the battle speed up. So we get timed hits with Squall, which is cool. I didn't even notice until you brought it up, but I agree. Music needs to be a little lower. Okay, I'll turn it down. Tell me how that is. They lowered it a little bit. I forgot to turn the battle speed up. Squall, you have a mommy GF right now? Stop being emo. She's not a mommy. She's the same age as Squall. In fact, she might even be a year younger. I can't remember. But yes. Please, this. Mostly when it's slow, it's slow. I lowered it a little bit. You can tell me if it's slow. They have Shiva. Oh, I missed my time to whatever. I mean, this battle with Ifrit is basically free. You just auto attack his ass and cast Shiva anyway. And that's why, you know, it's like taking 10 minutes is like a joke. You think, oh my god, I'm gonna need like half an hour to get through the fire cave, and it's like 3 screens. And you just like, whatever. Omega weapon self uses endgame, yeah. I think you have to roll for it, so it takes a while, but whatever. Whatever. Squall's kind of ahead of his time in that regard. Between 2002 and 2005, every character was trying to be like this. He's the OG. I actually want to know what the original translation is. Because in the original translation, apparently Squall isn't so much like whatever. And there's hints of it. Like I think the big thing about Squall is he's trying to be all cool, but he actually like gives a shit about his teammates. Like at various points in the story, he expresses genuine concern and thankfulness for his party's well-being, right? And I think a lot of people just like they just see like the well whatever, right? They just see all those whatever posts and it's like fine. And I like it, it's a good meme, but I think Squall is a little deeper than people give him credit for. Because he's kind of thrust into leadership, and he probably doesn't really want to be the leader. But he's thrust into this leadership role, and he's like genuinely caring and compassionate about his teammates. So there you go. That's my opinion. Even though this is a mechanic showcase, I'll talk about the story. Didn't notice a change in the music. I don't think you changed anything in my opinion, but it's not too big of a deal. I did. I lowered it quite a bit, actually. Many decibels. And hey, where's the GF boost ability? Mash that square button until it breaks. No. And this is probably one of the only battles we'll actually use GF in, to be honest. I think he's dead soon. You have to learn boost. It's 10 AP, and I don't know. Mommy is an attitude, not age. It's a state of mind. I like that. I like that. I can get behind that. So that's where Diamond Dust is from. I know from Kingdom Hearts Test. Yeah, it's always been Shiva's. I think what's the first one with Shiva in it? 4, I guess. I can't remember if there's. Was there? I actually haven't played 3, so I don't know if there was Espers or whatever. So there was some noteworthy stuff in there, even though I mashed through it. But boss fights in Final Fantasy VIII do not give you EXP. And when you're playing, you probably think that's like cheap and bad. But it's not. It's actually good, because it means most of the mandatory fights, not all of them, but most of the mandatory fights don't give you EXP. And by not having EXP, it means we can stay at a low level while we avoid combat. Which again goes into the level scaling, and we'll get into that a little later too. But so we gained AP, which is your GF's scaling and stuff, but not EXP. And we also got an Ifrit card, which is insane. Kerrigan was a literal broodmother. No, she wasn't. She wasn't a broodmother. Ifrit rocking that full bush. Oof. To be fair, most FF protagonists are good characters. He's no Zidane, but whatever. Who the fuck is Zidane? Oh, Zidane? Wasn't he like some stupid angel, like destruction angel or some garbage? That seems pretty fucking dumb to me. I think that's fair. I never really gave Squall's character much credit. I think because a lot of people played the game when they were younger and they latched on to like the emo kind of Squall where he's like, yeah, whatever. And it's not... He's not really like that. If you pay attention, he's a bit more deep than that. And there's some good theories about Squall and some of the events of the game. But whatever. We're done here, so we don't have to actually do this anymore. But we did get an Ifrit card. I think Ifrit's card doesn't actually refine into anything good. However, it's super strong. And this is how you win your card games in the beginning. Is you get your Ifrit card and you basically don't... You do your best to not let the opponent capture anything, and then you flip something with the Ifrit card and you win. Is basically how you do it. It's been a minute. You can rename main characters. I think you can only rename Squall, because you don't get a chance to rename Quistas. Okay, so you can name Squall. You might be able to rename Renoa. I know you can name the dog. I only know because of Dissidia. That's hilarious. Name him Booger. You can name the dog Booger, but I have prepared save files, okay? I have prepared save files, and it's all using default names. Like I said, I'm going to be kind of mashing through the story to actually try to... Because I want to beat Disc 1 today. But I want to showcase everything. Which means I have to do everything. Like how Squall is dead? Yes. But it's more like Renoa is the sorceress, and Renoa is using some... like mind control on Squall. That's kind of an interesting theory. Yeah, too late. We're already too far in the game to rename. That would be funny though. Name him Booger. I don't know. You might be able to get like you might be able to get rename cards, but I'm pretty sure you can only name Squall and Griever. I don't even know when you get a chance to rename Griever. I honestly don't remember naming Griever. My other playthrough. But you can name Griever, and you can name all your GFs, and name Renoa's dog. Like how you can only rename Titus. Titus. That fucking picture with like the huge forehead's the best. Zidane was a soul-infused genome thrust into the planet to intentionally destroy. Instead was adopted by Baku and became a good guy. Dragon Ball plot confirmed. Oh, he even has a monkey tail, doesn't he? Or a cat tail or something? For reasons. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, that's such a fucking good scene. There's some good FF10 memes. Titus. With the case of FF10, they had to do that because of voice acting. It's kind of funny no one ever says his name throughout the whole game, even though he's the main character. Really? Oh, yeah, they just refer to him as whatever. So now we just have to get back. I should check my notes, actually. Oh, okay, so we're just going. Okay. We're going pretty far. Zelda theory, Link is dead, click here to find out. No, you take that game theory shit out of here. Remember when Game Theory actually made interesting videos? Like if you could check like the velocity of like the science behind how high Mario jumps? No, Sans is from Earthbound, guys. Yep, he even has a monkey tail. That actually makes... If it's actually kind of aping the Dragon Ball plot, that kind of makes sense, which is kind of interesting. So now Huistis is like, I'm gonna evaluate you. So there's a little trick you can do in the Fire Cavern, because you're supposed to complete... Basically, you want to spend nearly identical time in the Fire Cavern as what you select. So if you select 10 minutes, you want to basically be like completing it at 10 minutes. But the interesting thing is the clock still runs when you're naming Ifrit. So you can let the clock run down to get like max seed points, but it's not really a big thing. FF8 has some meme shit, but nobody likes it. I think I've only ever played, like... I've only played the intro of Final Fantasy X-2 like 3 times. I've tried to get into it a bunch of times, I just can't do it. I'm sure it has actually good... Like, I'm honestly... I bet you Final Fantasy X-2 has some decent mechanics. And it's probably pretty interesting, but it was like... You start off doing this, like, concert... And there's that girl, whatever the girl's name is, I can't remember her name. Madonna or something. And she's like a villain. It's like, okay, I guess. I remember when Game Theory made fun videos like, where does Adventure Island take place? Yeah, like, that's actually, like, fun and interesting. Steven Universe's Sans is fucking Kingdom. It's fucking, like, but that's just some meme that someone made on V, right? Or probably on Tumblr, actually. It gets posted on V a lot, which is fucking funny. Steven, after not surviving, holy shit, Deepest Loria, it's pretty damn funny. Like how the gravity in Assassin's Creed is actually higher than the real world, or how Rapture is possible, but it's so costly it's not really viable. Those are interesting theory. I guess it's not really theories, though, it's like testing. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, it's actually interesting. And then all the, like... The thing is, I think lore theories are stupid. I've always thought, like, lore theories and lore explanations are dumb. Because a lot of it is just, like, face value, in my opinion. Very few games have, like, deep plots. I think I'm supposed to run this way. Am I supposed to change? No, I'm supposed to wait in the second floor. I remember how much the hook shot would weigh and how much power it would need to shoot. Yeah, like that's... Stuff like that's kind of fun and interesting, right? That's an interesting little glitch to max out your seed points. It is. And you'll probably never need to use it. Like you'll see later. Like, your seed level basically just affects your salary. And it gives you a little bit of extra money early on, but because of card mod and a bunch of grinding we're gonna do with Seifer, like... Wait, isn't it? Did I fuck this up? Do I have to get in my seed uniform? I must have to get into my seed uniform. I probably just fucked this up because I'm an idiot. I have to get into my uniform, I think. Oh my god, I totally fucked this up. I thought I had to wait. But that's next. No, you know what it is. It's next. I have to get in my uniform. That's what it is. My bad. I fucked this up. I'm sorry, everyone. I've wasted your time. Everybody can go home. I fucked it up. Hookshot would tear your arm off? Yes, it would. Because it would be janky as fuck. Dark Souls? It's like Dark Souls. Remember Dark Souls? Well, here's an interesting mechanic you may not have known about. You can fast travel in Balam Garden. We want to go to the dorms. And we go in here and we change into our uniform. Get changed. Forget it. I'm too cool. Then you come back and Seifer's like not in his uniform. So there's some cool allegory here because, you know, Squall and Seifer are like the same but different. Because he's like your rival character. And Squall wears black, but Seifer wears white. And Squall has dark hair, but Seifer has blonde hair. And Squall's scar is going this way, and Seifer's scar is going the other way. Oh my god, he's like the perfect rival. A complete opposite. And then he's like, I don't want to work with Zell. I don't want to work with Zell, he's a weirdo. Yeah. Zell's pretty funny. Zell actually has a bunch of side quests. He has Mike Tyson. His little Mike Tyson thing. Little Mike Tyson tattoo. I wonder if that was pre or post Mike Tyson. Always tries to shake people's hand and he's like, nope, denied. Denied. How about an FF8 universe MMO? You could choose one of the 3 gardens to start off, and good idea, bad idea, probably bad idea. Oh, actually, this is the hilarious thing about Zell's Limit Break, is that you're not going to get notifications, but you can actually use everything right out the gate. So I think it's to find more, what are they called? Iron Knuckle magazines or something? Oh, Combat King, yeah. So you have to find magazines around for Combat King to get how to do Zell's Limit Break, but you don't actually need the Combat King magazines to do the higher tier limits. So if you know the input, you can just do the input and you'll get the and you'll perform it, right? You don't actually need the Combat King magazines. And that's really important because that applies to the weapons too, like the ultimate weapons, because you get these things called weapons, weapons monthly, and you get like the March issue or the June issue or whatever, and they show you the materials to make new weapons, but you don't actually need the weapons monthly to make the weapons. So I think you get the weapons monthly. I'm pretty sure you get the weapons monthly to make Lionheart and some of the other ultimate weapons in disc 3. But you can make Lionheart on disc 1 because you don't actually need the magazine, you just need the materials. And you can get the materials at the end of disc 1. How could you forget, hey guys, I gave the Pope Undertale. God fucking damn it. I almost forgot about that, you know. I'll never forget about it now. Sorry, just adjusted my belt. It's the late Robin Williams, everyone. How unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. Headmaster Sid is basically like modeled completely after Robin Williams, which is kind of hilarious. I don't actually know if they actually did it or not, or it's just a striking resemblance, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a homage or something. Okay, the same but different. Oh my god. That's still kind of unforgivable. It was a fucking Steam key. Yeah, I know. That's the big problem. I mean, I get that the gifts to the Pope are like more symbolic than anything, but still, it's like, really? You gave him a fucking Steam key to Undertale? Really? I get what he meant, but he gave it to a person who would never understand the meaning. Yeah. What are these guys doing? Do I have to talk to them? I don't think I do. Oh no, that's right. So as soon as you start this, if you talk to anybody, you get demerit points on your seed thing. So once this section starts, you don't talk to anybody. Otherwise, you'll get seed demerits, and you'll get a lower seed rank, which is kind of funny in a way, but also hilarious. Zell's fucking rad. He's one of the good parts of the game to me. Yeah, he's like he's like actually like a fun character. He like punches fucking people in the face. It's like magic and Soten. Show me your gunplay. Oh my god. Gamers are now going to hell because the Pope had to play Undertale. There's a guy who's on V and he made a stupid animation, and it's like people going to hell. It's like playing like Megalovania and he's like looking at it. It's playing Megalovania and he's like looking at it. He's got this little list. He's like people going to hell and it's like gays. Gamers. Like checks it off. It's pretty funny. It's a resemblance the way Metal Gear 2 characters are based on actors like Sean Connery and Mel Gibson. Wait, what? Oh, Metal Gear 2 characters. Yeah, I see. Metal Gear 2. I thought you said Metal Gear Solid 2, and I was like, who the fuck? What, did they base Sean, like, Vamp on Sean Connery? Oh my god, fucking Vamp. There is things I will stop myself from saying about Catholic. Oh my god. Yeah, don't. Doom's an Irishman, so he's probably Catholic. Wes, I don't have amnesia, Dale. What was I talking about? Where was I? I almost forgot about that. Where am I? Who am I? What was my childhood like? It's okay, guy. The DMC4 drink told us all we need to know about them. Wait, what? Oh my god. That's crazy. You can't even talk to Quistis or Sid without losing points? Oh, no, I mean fucking, like, Dave. It's the entire thing. it's all the way up until you get back from Dalit. Like, any of the seed, like, yeah, like, you can't talk to Quistis, right? Chicken, they call him Chicken Wuss instead of Chicken Shit, which is funny. No, because, like, you run in there, like, you have to, like, okay, it's actually crazy, because there's, so we have to drive, okay. The driving kind of sucks, or whatever, so, should be getting off of that. So you drive to Balam. You can't talk to anyone in Balam. You can't talk to anyone on the boat. You have to follow the instructions that you're given, right? Because Seifer's the leader of whatever. I think we're squad leader. Seifer's the leader. So we have to follow Seifer's directions to a T. Otherwise, you're being, like, insubordinate. But you can't talk to anybody. Like, anybody. But yeah, if you talk to Quistis or Sid there, you get demerit points. Every person you talk to, you get demerit points. Like, if you ran around Balam and started talking to people, you get demerits. It's like, okay. When that one Pope who removed Purgatory in a patch. Because Irish is doomed. That's pretty funny. So, like, here. Like, if you run and talk to the garden staff, demerits. Talk to Seifer, demerits. So you should just run in here, even though it's like I can't go in. Hurry, Squall. Fuck, let me in. But if you talk to that guy, demerits. Demerit, 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 demerit. So basically, it's really hard to do Dalit perfectly, actually. I'm not going to bother trying. But, especially in your first playthrough, you're not going to do it perfectly, and you're going to get a shitload of demerits. And you're going to get a lower seed rank as a result. And like I said, your seed rank doesn't really matter. It's basically just how much money you get periodically. And there are other ways to get money. You know, you card mod, you make wizard stones or whatever, and then you sell shit. But even here, it's like, you'll see in a second I'll get an option. Use this zoo or whatever. Zuzu. Zuzu from... Oh, it's Pazuzu. From fucking, like, The Exorcist. I think it's The Exorcist 2, actually. Playing an RPG, don't talk to anyone at all or we punish you. What the fucking hell? I don't remember that at all. I'm sure I talked to everyone. Like I said, your seed rank isn't that big of a deal. And, you can increase it by doing, tests. Which, fuck that shit. You do the seed examinations to increase your rank. I kind of like it, like, because, like, you're like a special forces guy, and you get more money, more salary based on your rank. So if you do the missions well, you get increased seed rank, and that's kind of one of the things that Final Fantasy VIII has over other Final Fantasies, is that there's a lot of set pieces. So there's this one, which is like the Dalit set piece, which is like your first seed mission. I guess it's like the introduction mission to be. Become a seed, and then you do like the timber mission, which is another opportunity for you to get some more seed rank, and then there's like Galbadia Garden and stuff like that, right? So there's opportunities for you to increase your seed rank based on the set pieces that you do, and that's kind of interesting. It's like, any questions, talk to Quistis, right? So here. Yeah, see, it says talk to Quistis, talk to Seifer, talk to Zell, do nothing. If you talk to anyone, you get demerits. Anyone. So you have to say do nothing, otherwise you get demerit points. Which is funny, because like Dave said, it's like an RPG, you kind of want insight into what's happening, and you get punished for it. Not a ton, but you get punished for it. And it's like here, it's like, go see what's happening outside. If you say no, demerits, because that was an order from Seifer, right? It's all kind of like a little bit of... I guess trickery, but it's like if you weren't paying attention, you're just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Pazoom Zoom, God of Zoomers? His holy symbol is a boost pad. Oh god, that would be fucking terrible. Again, we're getting another FMV here. This one's kind of cool, actually. Shit, we're an hour in. Can I beat this? I think we can. I think we can. It would be a lot to get through. I mean, the main thing is coming up. Like, this is the main... Once we get to the comm tower, it's like, this is the main part of the game. that is actually interesting. I just love always that little overlay. It's fucking great. I like how that. I like that. That actually flows like really well because it's a pre-rendered background, so it like blends into the cutscene. Secure the central square. Be sure to equip your GF before you head into that, which is a good idea. Let's move on. So Seifer is in our party now. She's yes. We're actually going to remove all GF from Squall as well. So what we want to do is put everything on Seifer. And that's so they get EXP. It's always a pain in the ass to see. So this is where the first big thing happens. And this takes a long ass time. But it's hard to level up. We want to level up. Well, it's hard to grind in Final Fantasy VIII, okay? It's hard to grind without gaining EXP. And this is like one of the easiest places to grind while still maintaining a low level for Squall and Zell. So what ends up happening is Seifer is a temporary party member. After this, like very soon actually, he just leaves our party forever. So because of that, he's never going to have a role again in the game. And we can exploit this by having Seifer level up a bunch. And when Seifer levels up, we can level up our GF without raising Squall or Zell's level. Which means they're still low level, and that means the level scaling doesn't kick in. So, since Seifer is never in our party... Oh, I should have probably explained this. So the level scaling works kind of oddly. And that's that it takes into account your party's average level. So if you have like a level 90 and a level 1, not that that's possible, but it's going to take the average level of that and it'll put you up against enemies that are level 50. Which is okay. It doesn't really change anything. But it means that even if you level up one character to like level 99, they still won't necessarily play a factor in battles if they're not present. So if you have like Quistis at level 99, or level, I think you get to level 100 in this. If you get Quistis to level 100, and she's not in your active party, you can still be fighting low-level enemies. All that matters is the current party. The active party is what determines the battle's level scaling. So you can have like Quistis and Renoa and Selphie at level 100, and then you can have Seifer, or then you can have Squall, Zell, and Irvine at like base level. And if you use just them, you'll have base level enemies. But we can avoid all that because we can just... You see that people who are dead don't gain EXP, as you can see clearly. So what we do is we kill off Squall and Zell, and we kill everything as Seifer. And we grind as Seifer to do the following things. So what we want to do is go into our GF here and learn a bunch of abilities. So what we want to learn is the HP Junction and Vitality Junction card. And after we learn card, we gain access to card mod, and we want to learn Lightning Magic Refine, Thunder Magic Refine. On Shiva, we want to learn Strength and Vitality Junction, and Ice Magic Refine. And on Ifrit, we want to learn HP Junction, Elemental Defense Junction, and Fire Magic Refine. But what happens when Ifrit gets to level 10, he can learn Ammo Refine, which we need to get a Disc 1 Lionheart. So what we need to do is, with Seifer, fight random battles until Ifrit hits level 10. And once Ifrit hits level 10, then we can learn Ammo Refine. So that's one of the fundamental reasons for doing that. That's one of the fundamental reasons for doing it this way, because when you level with Seifer, he doesn't ever get used again. So since he never gets used again, we can just safely level him up. It doesn't really matter, right? Like, who cares if Seifer gets to level 100, because he's never going to affect any other battles ever, besides, like, the one Anaconda you fight. Anime D-Day? Yep, it kind of is. You can just pass all 20 seed tests and get max pay. Yeah, I mean, it... Like, the seed ranking is not actually that impactful, but it's just kind of interesting that it, like... Yeah, like, see this guy. Like, you could talk to those guys. And there's a couple things you can do during the escape from Dalit that, like, negatively impact your seed rank a lot. What's his tribute to the 75th anniversary? 75th anniversary of what? Oh, of D-Day? Fuck. Or of World War II? No. Fuck no. So basically just... I'm not going to show the battles, but you saw how this goes, right? You saw how this goes. We kill off Squall and Zell, and we fight all the battles with just Seifer, so it doesn't matter. Mission objective, beat your own ass. Oh, but Seifer and Zell don't get any demerits for ganging up on Squall. One unrealistic game, great immersion. Well, Seifer doesn't actually become a seed, so there you go. So Seifer's still one-shotting people. I see what you're getting at now. The point of leveling Seifer is to level up your GFs. This game has so many dumb ways to break the game. Yeah. So we don't care about leveling up Seifer, it doesn't matter. It's hard to get EXP without leveling up a character. And we don't want to level up our main party, because that would suck, because that would adjust the level scale. But we can use Seifer to do that. So this is another really lengthy grinding section. So you grind a lot in the beginning for cards, and then you come into Dalit and you grind a lot with Seifer to get your GFs and your refines. And I'm not going to show you all the grinding that we're going to do with Seifer because it doesn't fucking matter. The point you have to know is that you can spam No Mercy almost every turn with Seifer, regardless of your HP. I don't know why they did that. I think that's probably intentional because this part's kind of a tutorial, but whatever. But yeah, that's what Seifer uses on Squall in the opening cutscene. He uses No Mercy on him, which is pretty hilarious. So instead of doing what I would do here, which was pretty much in this area, you would grind until you got Ifrit to level 10, learned Ammo Refine, all the junctions and all the refines for everybody. And this is like basically this is only optional if you're doing the if you want to disc 1 Lionheart, you do this. If you don't care about a disc 1 Lionheart, there's another way you can grind, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. Because we have to do it for getting Encounter None when we can get Diablos. So we have to just kind of wait here. This is kind of a set piece thing. We just have to go. Zell and Squall run into battle, lie down playing dead, and get up after not Sephiroth fucks up the enemies. The greatest mercenaries on the planet. Talking shit about Squall? You'll see. You'll fucking see. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. So this is another FMV, I think. This is the comm tower activating, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. Squall and Zell have a work smarter, not harder mentality. Whatever. Seifer wants to get all the glory anyway, so who cares? Nothing. So I think you're supposed to talk to... Yeah, you talk to Seifer first, because I think if you talk to Zell, you get demerits. Like, I legitimately think you get demerits for fucking everything in this. So we should get a... Yeah, I think we see the comm tower open up now. Oh, we follow this guy or whatever. Seifer just kind of goes off the handle. Ristorante. Maybe this actually won't be so bad. We have basically we have 4 hours, and we're at an hour 16. We should be able to do it. Seifer's a Chad. Seifer, maybe Seifer. No, Seifer's a fucking orbiter, dude. You'll see later. He's like, I'm the sorceress's knight. He's a fucking beta cuck. he's just an orbiter. He's friend zoned like fucking crazy. You want to wreck some havoc too? Oh my god. Who gives you the magic lamp for Diablos? It's Sid. It's fucking awfully irresponsible. It is Sid. It's immediately after Dalit. Oh, buddy. Yeah, so everyone's like, oh, Squall's very proper and he follows the orders. But he follows Seifer here because Seifer is the leader. Yeah, if we're gonna go, let's hurry. Yeah, like he's the leader, right? We Squad B will do the thing, right? So you'll see I have a thing prepared. I have a save file prepared at the top of the tower, so we don't have to worry about grinding here. What we're gonna do is just run away. I'll just run through every battle. It's not a huge deal. Communist tower? No, it's the comm tower, the communications tower, because it's a big deal. That's kind of a plot point, actually. Now that I think about it, I'll just run through all the battles. Actually, I want to turn up the fucking battle speed. Have I loaded a save? Let's check. Config. Yeah. This shit, man. If you ever play fucking Final Fantasy games, dude, play them on fast, because holy shit, it makes such a difference. If you're playing on like normal, it's like, I mean, I guess it gives you more time to do your shit. Like if you talk to these guys, demerits. Talk to this guy, demerits. This isn't a demerit because it's scripted. Pet's dog demerits. Retake the test. I think you do actually get demerits for talking to the dog or petting the dog. So yeah, there's a monster on the comm tower. He is a false Chad. Dead sorceress mommy GF game is too strong. I suppose that's true. Not even Chad's can escape getting whipped. Yeah. He gets pussy whipped, friend zoned by a sorceress from a different. It's not even a different time zone. It's a different fucking like decade. Like it's a different era. It's pretty fucking funny. Ultimacia is hot. Not gonna lie. She's got some strong K sounds, man. She really emphasizes the. She says time compression. Yeah, see, it doesn't really matter what your HP is at. You just spam no mercy. And yeah, Ultimacia is kind of hot. Probably, maybe even the hottest. The hottest. Do you think she could go in best girls? Maybe she could. Oh no, shit! I'm too busy looking at pictures of Ultimacia. Her final form is fucking crazy. I remember I played a lot of Final Fantasy VIII when I was younger. Because I was a bad boy and I had a burned disc. And it like fucking clockwork. It crashed in the opening cutscene, or the ending cutscene right before Zell got his fucking hot dogs. And then I remembered and then like years later I was like, I played it, the same thing happened. And I was like, what? I was like, wait a second, I can just go on YouTube and watch the ending. Which is what happened. Of course, now I have a legitimate copy. Skies of Arcadia is the highest tier RPG. Was it? Really? Was it? 4 AP. Oh my god, 4 AP. Monsters, huh? That sucks. More fun for us. Okay, so I think... Do we get a... No, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Because I think right here is where you lose Seifer. No, not quite right here. It's the next screen. The next screen you lose Seifer. And when you lose Seifer, Squall and Zell come back alive with like 1 HP. Or a full heal. One of the two. So Anaconda is actually Dragon Skin, which you can farm for Zell's ultimate weapon. It kind of... So one of the things is like the monster loot tables change based on the party's average level. So it might be... You might need to get them higher level. It might be a really rare drop from them at current level, which would be... You could farm it potentially, but I'm not going to. And I didn't in my game. But basically we get here, and then Selfie meets up with us. This place is full of demons. Oh, they look like monsters to you? Oh my god, wait, what? It depends on the remake renders her abs. Of course, now I have a legit copy. Eyes shift back and forth. No, I can show it to you. I can take a picture of it if you want. I have a legit copy. It's real, okay? Black label. No greatest hits here. And Seifer's like, I'm going up or whatever. Frickin' hell. There's a snake. It's poisonous, Richard. There's terrible demons. Ouch. Oh my god, that's pretty damn funny. Forgot about that. But don't worry, you guys. We're almost at the most important part of this playthrough. After grinding for friggin' 60 hours, 10 hours. Playing cards for 4 hours, and then grinding with Seifer for another 4 hours. We'll check the time when I reset this, but basically once we get into the thing. Once we get into the comm tower. We're just kind of firing through. You squad B, yeah. So Selfie tells us a bunch of garbage, like we have to recall or something. Or she wants to talk to Seifer or whatever. Messenger, my name's Selfie from squad A, yeah. Where's Seifer? He's over there. He's like, I think this is what he tells him about his romantic dream. I'm gonna tell you about my romantic dream. Oh my god. No greatest hits, hey. Nope, no greatest hits here. I think I don't actually have any greatest hits copies. So now you have an option, yeah. Now this is actually friggin' hilarious because I bet you everyone, I'm pretty sure like everyone, you jump, right? Naturally, you sit here and you jump. You'd be like, oh yeah, we can jump. You're not gonna, it's a cliff, man. It's like, yeah, that's like, let's just jump. This gives you massive demerits. It gives you like an insane number of demerits. So what you're supposed to do is follow the path around. I guess because it's considered like a dangerous action, you get demerits. Let's get going. So Selfie joins your party. And she's like, hey, equip GF? Whatever. So we go inside. We go inside the comm tower. And we save. But we're not going to save. We're going to load our previously done save. I'm going to pull out my cake from the... my pre-iced cake from the fridge. So this is kind of the culmination. This is where all of it comes together, right? The playing the cards in the beginning. Okay, so here we go. We go reset. So this is the culmination of all the systems, okay? This is the culmination of all the cards we played. This is the culmination of the refinements. This is the culmination of the grinding we did. So I think this playthrough, or this, I think it's 10 hours. It's probably not 10. I feel like it took me 12 to get to the end of disc 1. We'll see in a second. You could equip me as a GF. Why the fuck is this game trying to make me mad? What? What do you mean? Oh, the demerits thing? Yeah. I don't know, it's just a little bit of trivia, man. Would you like to use the option we're presenting to you? Oh, demerits, yeah, fuck you. You're supposed to go around. And then it's funny, because if you go around, Selfie gets mad at you. Okay, so, comm tower. 7 hours and 15 minutes to get to this point, okay? 7 hours and 15 minutes to get to this point. So that's probably about 3 hours of cards and maybe like 3 or 4 hours of grinding with Seifer. So, this is where the fun happens, okay? This is where the magic happens. You see all these cards we have? Boom, 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 boom. Lot of cards, okay? These cards represent fabulous magic for us. And this is like star fragments or something, but... So what we do is we go to our abilities. And we go card mod. So Geezered. 1 Geezered card will refine into 5 screws. You need screws for various weapon upgrades. So we're gonna just dump all our Geezered cards. Fungars will refine into 1 M-Stone piece. Now you can use M-Stone pieces, we'll see it later. M-Stone pieces are kind of like a generic item. They become whatever you need them to be, right? So you can use an M-Stone piece, refine it with fire, ice or lightning magic, and then you get that equivalent magic. But there's a bunch of shit in here, like Vampire Fangs gives us, you know, it kind of makes sense. They refine into things that make sense. Okay, Galas are actually really interesting. I don't think we can refine it yet, but Jespers are black holes. Again, we can't do anything with those yet, but water crystals. Water crystals are really good. We can refine them into waters, which are slightly higher tier magic. And then zombie powders, spider webs, cockatrice pinions, magic stones. Magic stones, again, are like M-stone pieces. They're higher tier magic. And they give you, like, level 2. And then mesmerized blades. We can refine those further later, but whatever. Then Arctic winds are blizzard magic. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just whatever. It's hard to explain everything, but like if you have a big table, you can look this stuff all up and you can understand. Sheer feathers refine into arrows again, which is like it's like water. It's like a mid-tier magic. Venom fangs, coral fragments, actually lightning magic, I think. Dragon fins, I don't think they do anything. Magic stone, again, more magic stones. Sharp spikes are important. Dino bones, actually very important. They give you quakes, I think. Curse spikes. Water crystal, again, we're gonna get even more water. North winds. I think these refine into Blazagas, which is really strong. Ochu tentacle. I should have taken notes on what I've refined these into. But, you know, you see what we're doing here. Everything is getting refined. All the cards we've gathered are refined. Oh. Bam, off 10 refined to 1 barrier, okay. Regenerating. These are X potions. Yeah, like that's not a big deal. This is fine. Elnoil, so Elnoil is 10 will refine into 1 energy crystal. We use this with ammo refine later. Inferno Fang. Yep. Malboro Tentacle. So we've basically completely gutted our deck. Minus like 3 cards. So Ifrit, Quistis, Minimog. Right? So now we have a shitload of items. But what we want to do is turn those items into magic. We're going to channel our inner magic. So we're looking for higher tier stuff. So coral fragments. These refine into 20 Thundaras. So there you go. 100 Thundaras on everybody. Sheer feather. 20 arrows. Again. 100 arrows on everybody. Thundaras, we have Thundaras. Windmills. This is the big one. 1 will refine into 20 tornadoes. So 1 Abyssworm card is 20 tornadoes. So if you get 5, you get a lot of tornadoes. And tornado is very high level magic. It's late game magic. So we're done with thunder refining for now. Now let's do ice. Right? 20 Blazzaras. Or sorry. 50 waters. So here you go. Everybody gets 100 waters. North winds. 20 Blazzagas. We have a shitload of them. We just get everything, man. Everything becomes magic. 20 Blazzaras. Yeah, let's do Blazzaras. Basic level magic is basically irrelevant once you get the higher level stuff, but here we go. So fire magic refine. Fires, Fyras, I think. Okay, so Inferno Fang. So these are from Ruby Dragons. These are from the Ruby Dragon things, and it's 10 Ruby Dragons, 10 Ruby Dragon cards to make 1 Inferno Fang. So we didn't quite get 100 flares, but at the end of the day, we're not going to need them. And ammo refine. Energy crystals. So the energy crystals are from the Elnoil cards, and we refine these into pulse ammo. And the reason we refine these into pulse ammo is so we can use them for a Lionheart later. So it's not a huge deal. But now we have GF. You know, that feel when no GF, right? So what we want to do, and okay, well, I should have showed you this earlier, but like we've learned everything because we grinded them, right? To grind up my GFs to get all the stuff I needed, I basically ended up at like level 14. But I've got ammo refine, fire magic refine, the junctions, it's all appropriate, right? So now what we need to do is we need to make Squall super OP. So we want HP and strength mostly. And spirit. Yeah, so we're gonna give him Shiva and Ifrit, right? Now magic, okay? Like I said earlier, it's pretty intuitive, but you see that his HP is gonna go up like crazy high. So what we want to do is give him a lot of HP, as much as possible. But we also want to give him as much strength as possible. So 65. Okay, so it's going to be Tornado to his strength. And Flare to his HP. So that's going to put him into critical health. And he's going to be insane. So whatever. Just... 20. 22. So okay, so vitality, when you junction something to your vitality, it's basically like your physical defense, and your spirit is basically like your magic defense. So even though we're sitting at like 400 HP, it's not gonna matter, because in critical health we can pull limit breaks from critical health. Oops, someone wanted. So even though we have like really low health, it's not gonna matter. Because what we're going to end up doing is spamming limit breaks. We're going to be spamming limit breaks at low health, but we have really high defenses now because we junction stuff to our stats. Holy shit, this is way faster than drawing spells all day. Yeah, it is. It's insane. But still, you have to play it. Oh, yeah, I had to play a ton of Triple Triad. But yeah, it's way faster. And you'll see, this will pay off dividends because we will base... I think I'll one-shot him. I think I one-shot Elnoil like this. Would you use the option we're presenting to you? Oh, demerits. Damn, when did Squall get fun? No, wait, gay. Oh my god. Equip cake? There's no cake. Oh, you're saying she's a Christmas cake? That's fine. Lasagna sounds like a Dairy Queen Blizzard made into ice cream lasagna. Oh, this is awful. 20 flares? Jesus Christ, just a handful of flares should be plenty. No, you want like 100. You want 100 of everything, pretty much. And I did it my way, but like auto junction is actually really good. Auto junction's really strong. I just need to look up something real quick. I think I have the fact open. So the reason I didn't just put everything on Squall was because you can run around during these cutscenes, which is always funny. You can draw another GF from Elnoil. That's important because you don't want to. If you miss drawing a GF, the only time you get them is Ultimasia's Castle, at which point she's really significantly weaker. And we draw Siren from Elnoil, and Siren has a lot of magic refine. I think she has status magic refine. Okay. Yeah, so... Yeah, we could have, like, junctioned, like, Fire or Thunder to our Elemental defense, but it doesn't fucking matter. Like, Elveret's gonna die super fast. And that's one of the crazy things, is, like, I think a lot of people probably struggled with Elveret in their first playthrough. I know I did. I thought he was fucking hard. And I'm gonna make him look like a fucking joke. Yeah, you can draw Siren here. Yeah, you draw Siren from Elveret. So what ends up happening is you draw Siren, and she's got some crazy shit. Tool Refine, Move Fine, Status Medicine Refine, and Life Magic Refine. So she has like the Cure Magic Refine. And if you don't get that, like, it's crazy. But you'll see that a lot of the stuff that we have, we couldn't refine yet. Like the Mesmerized Blades, we couldn't refine yet. But once we get Life Magic Refine, yeah, those become regens. And regens are one of the best things you can put into your HP. So that frees up our flares to go somewhere else. Just how it works, right? Like, you just keep getting better magic as the game goes on, and you start cutting out the lower tier magic. And this is obviously a boss fight against Biggs and Wedge, which is going to be a complete joke because we have... Well, Zell's kind of useless because he's got no GF right now, which is fine. But Selfie... Actually, I want to damage Squall a little bit. I want to get Squall into yellow HP. Oh, it's not going to matter. So peep this. Squall is like an insane attack power right now. So let's compare him with Zell. Okay, Zell's probably going to do like 40 damage. And you saw that Squall was basically hitting for like 500 a hit. Let's look at Elveret's HP. Elveret has 1500 to 3500 HP. Yeah, so Zell did like 40 damage. It's just like, it makes this look like a complete fucking joke. This is what sucks. You have to cycle. And you saw that I probably missed it like twice. These slots, man. Just cast water for free. Oh, god damn it, I always do that. Because usually I use the audio cue. And I did miss it. Zell has no GF right now. Damn, Zell, it hurts. He actually has a side quest where he like gets a girlfriend, he has some girl with him or something. I can't remember exactly. So yeah, like you see how much damage that shit is, right? Like how much was that? 1200 times, it was like 1200 times 6 or times 3? It's like 3600 damage, right? It's like insane. And I'm like level 8. And so now here's Elverit, right? So we have to draw from Elverit before we do anything to make sure we get Siren, because we can miss Siren. And we don't want to miss Siren. You generally don't want to miss any... So we just have to stock Siren. And here we go, Renzakoken. So even though Zell hit him, this should still be a one-shot on Elverit, right? Oh shit. Okay, no, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's fine. I forgot limit breaks take priority. Okay, don't worry about it. Because I have a save file. Did we kill him? Yeah, we killed him. We one-shotted him. Okay, it's fine. I have a save file that has Siren. Don't worry about it. But you're supposed to draw Siren. Don't make my fuck up. Draw Siren. And remember that limit break has attack priority. It goes in the queue. Limit break is like the highest in the queue. Is Zell a Vosel? No, he's not a Vosel. Or a Cougar, no. So yeah. This is why Junction is insane. We just like one-shot a boss, okay? We just fucking destroyed it in like one turn. I guess one round if you want to get technical. Lol, but we saw that he has Siren. Fucking hell, yeah. I just completely forgot. It's okay, I'm streaming. Nothing would have gone right anyways, it's fine. The order to withdraw takes priority. So earlier they're like, you have to withdraw now. And it's like, oh no, we've only got 30 minutes to get back. So this is where things are really fun. If you've played Final Fantasy VIII, you know what's coming up. It's, oh yeah, why don't we ask him? Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think you still get demerits if you talk to him. But... So you go down. You've only got 30 minutes, and there's a giant fucking robot that comes after you, right? Was it Biggs or Wedge? The guy sends a robot after you. I think his name's Biggs, yeah. Go and destroy them. So you're not supposed to be able to beat this robot. It's basically designed to be a boss that you fight, and you basically beat it to a point where you run away from it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to kill it because we're OP. But we saw that he has Siren. That's fine. This boss has some weird mechanics. Oh my god. Oh my god. So this thing's like very similar to Elverit, I think. Look at the boss fight. You see, he's like Squall's like super low level. He's like low health. He's like critical health, but he still has as much health as Zell. And he has higher vigor, or sorry, higher vitality. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to Junction Thunder to his attack, his elemental attack. That's what I need to do. Specifically for this fight, but that's okay. So that was like very roughly 2,000 damage, okay? 2,000. Let's get the hell out of here. So this part's scripted. You can't actually kill him in this first fight. You have to escape. If you were playing Frozen Vambrace right now, you'd be talking to the Fox people right now. Not quite. It's like an hour. It's almost twice as long as it took. I almost forgot about this robot boss. This should be cool. It's not actually that interesting. But basically, okay, so what I need to do now is... I'm pretty sure he's weak to lightning. Let me just double check. Elemental weakness 1.5 times to lightning, so... let me just check my refines. Thunder magic refine. I need Thundagas. Do I have... No, I don't have the better stones. Okay, that's fine. We'll use Thundaras. Junction Squall, Junction Magic, move over to Elemental Attack. So we'll get 80% Thunder damage. And then just, fuck it, whatever. So now 80% of the damage Squall deals with his physical attack will be done as lightning damage. And he has a 1.5 times elemental weakness to thunder. So we should be doing about 120 extra damage. I think it's so you're supposed to run from this guy. You can. We can also fight him. I'm actually gonna fight him. Oh, well, I guess let's do it now. I was gonna fight him later because random battles start showing up. Maybe I'll just do it. Ah, fuck it, whatever. Let's kill him here. Let's kill him here. Anyone else played Mecha Assault Lone Wolf? Goodbye. Wait, what? Oh, it was a goodbye. So what you can do here is this should be protect. So you can give all your guys protect because all he does is physical attacks. So you can use him to give your guys protect. So we'll give it to Squall obviously because he's not going to take very much damage anyways. But so it was like 550 each hit. So didn't really do anything with the shit. I think those were higher numbers. So it should knock him down. We have to knock him down like 8 times or something. Let's cause him to stand back up. Just give everyone protect. Actually, if Zell was dead, it would be easier. In fact, I might just kill off Zell. Get him to kill himself. I don't know if it's you have to knock him down a bunch of times. I can't remember if you have to knock him down a bunch of times or you just like keep attacking him and eventually he dies. But you have to like knock him down a shitload of times. To actually destroy him. Yeah, I should have cast the dagger. I mean, damage. It's a tier 3 spell. Bye, you homo. Mecha Solid 2 games next one. Yeah, never do one, so I can do one. Yeah, so that was good. That was a good amount of damage for Selfie. I mean, a Thundaga is not the weakest thing in the world. But like I said, you're supposed to run from this, and this guy's actually pretty fucking scary if you don't have like these insane junction levels. You got a rough divide too. Reduces HP to 0, having knocked it down both times, so when it's blade, then you can't actually destroy it. One hit KO with heavy fall again, do it 4 times. Okay, so I have to do it like, I have to kill him like 5. I have to knock him down like that 5 times, which is like pretty fucking nuts, to be honest. Yeah, see, he's repairing. 2 Fire Agas. Actually, Aura. Who's that casting? Is he just casting Aura on everyone? If he's casting on Squall, that's really fucking good, actually. Because Aura is basically like being in critical health. It lets you trigger your limited break at any HP. Very strong ability. And you see that we're spamming our limit break like crazy here. Knocked it down again. Let's get the hell out of here. No, Zell. No. Keep cycling Selfie until you get the end. Actually, I wonder if you can do that. But the whole point of this is like you can actually kill the boss. Remember, this takes like so fucking long. This shit takes forever, man. I don't know if I want to do it. Ray Bomb? Cycle for an hour, then cycle past it because you weren't expecting it. seems like what would happen to me. So that's why we like Squall, because Squall's reliable. Very reliable. Like I said, he's got a 255% hit rate, which means his basic attacks can't fucking miss. And he's got one of the strongest limit breaks. One of the strongest limit breaks in the game because it's a multi-hit, and if you have like a damage cap, like most Final Fantasies have a damage cap of like 9,999, which means anytime there's a multi-hit ability, it's very strong. Because if you can hit the multi thing, hurry to the rendezvous. That's funny. It's like, what are you doing? We're supposed to go. It's actually pretty funny because you know you get like a cutscene where this thing's like chasing after you. That doesn't happen because we're just gonna keep killing this thing. The end has the funniest animation, the dumbest rule. You just straight up win. Period. Yeah, I know. It's like getting Joker Doom in Final Fantasy VI. You just win. So, I mean, we've been fighting this guy for, like, almost 10 minutes, so it's not, like, an easy fight. Oops, I missed that, I missed that last hit. It's not, like, a quote-unquote easy fight. It's a long fight, but we just beat him, right? We just fucking win. So now, we actually beat this boss that you're not supposed to beat. You're supposed to run from this boss, but... You can do what we did and you can beat him, which is actually pretty fucking cool. Again, no EXP because it's a boss. Or a Halcyon. I think I got something better on my other playthrough. He's got like 4 items you can drop. And you get 50 AP. Which is no joke. That's a lot of AP. Of course now, as your quote-unquote reward for beating the boss, on the way back you get random battles now. If the boss is alive, you don't get random battles. If you kill the boss, there will be random battles in all these areas, which is pretty damn funny. It's like your punishment. So, now we're just gonna run from all these battles because there's no point fighting them. Lone Wolf ends on sequel. FF10 was the first game to increase the damage cap to 9,000, 99,000. Yeah, but you had to do some extreme bullshit. I remember, like you had to like get everyone's ultimate weapon and then like break the damage cap. I think I did it, like I think I broke the first damage cap, which lets you go to like 15,000 or something. Killed the enemy super weapon when you're supposed to retreat demerit. I don't actually remember if you get demerits for killing it. You might. The XATM 092. I have to look. Oh, right. You have to save the dog, too, which is fucking hilarious. You in the square, examine the dog to save it. Otherwise, you get heavy deductions. If you don't save the dog, you get deductions. Case of the slot machine is something very similar to the end. I don't know if you do massive damage. I think it's just a victory. I think that's the whole thing with the slots, is it's just a win. Like, it's just... You just win. I think it's Joker. I think it's called Joker Doom, or it's like just Doom or something. You just win. It's just an instant kill. It instantly kills the enemy. And it's usable on every boss, which is cool. Again, I like that stuff. And I know there's, like if you watch a Final Fantasy VII speedrun, I think they're divided into like 2 categories. There's like slots and no slots. So, as you can probably guess, the slots speedrun uses Joker Doom on every boss. So because we killed the enemy, it's like whatever. But there's a dog here that we have to save, otherwise we get massive demerits. In the slots, if you get Kate's at times 3, then you get that move. If you get Kate's at times 2, then you get something else for the 3rd slot. It's an automatic game over. Yeah, it's like risk reward. So you can run in here to hide from the thing, but it's massive demerits. All about the demerits, man. 2 hours. I don't actually know if we can do it. I might skip some parts then. We'll see how it's going. Can't escape. Oh my god. Good thing I was paying attention, and also good thing Squall can one-shot enemies. We'll see how it goes. I might skip some story bits, because this is kind of like the main thing. Like I said, we front-loaded most of our work. So we grinded for 7 hours for cards and with Seifer. And now we're kind of reaping the rewards of that by being insanely OP. For the rest of the game, basically. Granted, there's going to be better magic, like eventually you'll get access to Ultima and some better stuff, but we don't even have best in slot for like Vitality or Spirit yet. So now we have to hurry. The XATM08 is coming after us. So hilariously, there's like a big FMV cutscene if you get to the beach with that thing chasing you. If you kill it, you don't get that cutscene, which is, you know, makes sense. So there you go. Remember that if you try to hide, the game tells you it's not a good idea. Yep, you get massive demerits. So after the exam... Fuck. Where's my notes? Load save to... Ugh, this part's really fucking boring, actually. You know what? I'm gonna load the save. Because this part is just like a really boring boss fight with Quistis, so I'm gonna... Okay, you guys tell me right now. Do you care about doing, like, a bunch of really boring exposition and some stuff? Oh, well, you guess you missed the thing. I just don't want to do that fight because it's boring and it takes a long time. I knew it was so OP that it got its own speedrun category, yep. FF8, more like Final Fantasy VIII, the RPG genre for a bit. Wait, what? FF8, the card game with an RPG side game. I still remember this. My friend in, I guess we were in elementary school in 2009. Or, sorry, 1999. Yeah, he had a cousin who, like, they had a duplex and they lived together. And he had, like, friends that were, like, way older than us. They were, like, in high school and we were in, like, basically middle school, elementary school. But I remember his friend was just like, FF8 sucks, all I play is cards. Just, like, literally just played the card game. Load the save, yeah. We'll do the stupid scene, because I like this cutscene, so we'll do the dumbass cutscene with Squall on the dance floor, and then I'll load the save and we'll skip the thing. It's just because I want to beat disc 1, and that part is like, I don't know, it might be like half an hour total, but there's a lot of exposition, and I guess we see alone, but like I said, this is mechanics. We don't care about the other garbage. We don't care about story garbage. Ugh, I also have to do whatever, the Laguna segments. Laguna segments suck too. Load its mechanics stream. Thank you everyone. I'll do it afterwards. I want to see that cutscene because it's so damn funny. I know it's a gel eye. So basically this applies to everything. You wouldn't actually want to fight anything. Fucking hell. You wouldn't want to fight anything because it gives you EXP. So you don't care about that. You don't really care about killing stuff, so you run from everything. But that's going to change shortly. Oh, we got a Glacial Eye card. Fun times. You don't want to fight anything, basically, because it slows you down. And you want to maintain your lower level, because like I said, your junction stats are more powerful with the lower level you are. Laguna segments suck. Oof, they're really boring. That's the main problem with them, is they're boring. Because you'll be getting into something like Juicy with Squall and friends, and then it's like, oh, Laguna segment. Like, I think Laguna is an interesting character. I like Laguna, I like Kyros, and I like Ward. I just think that overall, like, as it stands, the Laguna sections are very jarring to the gameplay. Because you'll be doing something that's kind of interesting, and you'll be wanting to move forward with the plot with what's happening with Squall. And then, like, it happens, like, almost seemingly out of nowhere. There's, like, a Laguna section. And it's just... A lot of the times it's very... It feels inappropriate, I guess. Maybe not inappropriate, but it's also like, well, what was the point of that, you know? Wait, you're more powerful in a low level? It's because it's relative. So when you have like 100 tornadoes junction to your strength, it is always the same number of stats. So if you have like 100 tornadoes, let's say it gives you 60 strength. Because of the level scaling, it's more powerful the lower level you are, like relatively. It's more impactful. Because if you're level 100, you gain stats naturally as you level up, and the enemy also scales up. So that 60 strength is not nearly as impactful. Whatever. Whatever. That's great. Whatever. Maybe I'll use that too. But yeah, basically, because of the level scaling of you and the enemies, it's important. Well, not important, but you're more powerful the lower level you are. Because you get the high level magic, you stay low level, and you have a very... Wait, no. I have to go this way. Is it this way? I think it's this way, because there's Seifer here, right? Yeah, talk to Seifer. And everyone's like, you're a shitty person, Seifer. Whatever. FF8 seems balanced. It is balanced. It's because we broke it. It's not that it's unbalanced. It's actually like, if you like I said, you can play Final Fantasy VIII a number of different ways. You can play it like a traditional Final Fantasy where you're just fighting stuff as they come. You draw a little bit of magic to augment your stats. And you play just like a traditional Final Fantasy, and you run around, you fight the random battles and all that garbage. And that way is a lot more difficult, for sure. But you can also play it this way, where you augment your magic with cards, and you just trash the game because you're staying low level. And the level scaling means that the level scaling with junction, I guess, is what it is. It's basically a lot of systems that intertwine, and when you break a few of those systems, you kind of like crush the game like a grape in your palm. Whatever, massive demerits. No, bro. Robin Williams giving us the demerits. But yeah, like this is why Final Fantasy VIII is interesting, right? Is because you can do stuff like this. You can choose not to do stuff like this, but you can also do stuff like this. It's like the card minigame seems so superfluous at first glance, but it lets you get access to high-level magic very early. Way earlier than you'd get it in the main game, right? Like if you wanted, you could grind even more than I did, and you could get 100 flares for everyone. You'd need like what? How many cards would you need? 3. It's 10 per. You need to get like 300 Ruby Dragon cards. But you could get 100 flares for everybody, and that would be really fucking strong. So you should I think we have to just chill here for a bit. But you should watch the 3 guys in the back. It's pretty funny actually. It'd be my fault if Seifer doesn't become a seed. Seifer's not going to become a seed because it's his own fault. Squish the game like a mini person between your toes, haha. Oh god. Huh? I have to try to leave. I always forget. It's like sometimes you have to like try to leave. Or they might just actually just make you wait for no fucking reason. You mean an anal bead? No, not an anal bead. Someone wouldn't surprise me that you would break the game by min-maxing the system like an FFT. I find that the most interesting part of, like, RPGs, man. So watch those 3 in the back. It's pretty funny. Rats. But yeah, it's my favorite way to play JRPGs, actually. I find it more interesting. Because you could sit here and, you know, do all the garbage and play it out, or you could learn how to, like, completely destroy the systems, right? Like, Final Fantasy V is like that too, right? There's a lot of stuff you can do in Final Fantasy V that just seems completely bonkers. Like, you can run around one-shotting a bunch of bosses. Which, again, seems kind of cheap and dirty, but it's fun. Like, it's fun to do that. It's way more fun than to, like, struggle and grind and and do all that nonsense. It's more fun to break it and understand the game and exploit the mechanics and the systems that you can. Which is why when you have like a really bad JRPG, it's really boring, because that's all there is to the game. All there is to the game is grinding. You just grind so you can attack the challenges by like mashing your head into the wall, which isn't fun. Worried laughter. The seed inauguration. Yeah, we're seeds now. I think you can you do school? Can you battle Robin Williams here? No. It's the battle meter. Okay, yeah. You can't challenge him to cards, but he is the C for card. Oh yeah, absolutely. It tends to keep the game engaging even till the end game because you can break it even further. Yeah, there's lots to do. There's lots to break. So yeah, like, I mean, I'm probably not gonna do much more in terms of cards, but there's more breakable stuff to get. Like, you can get Ultimas. You can get more powerful magic than what I have. I think I'm pretty well situated to beat the game. There might be some stuff that I'd like to get, like some more higher tier elemental magic and some non-elemental magic. Yeah, so we did pretty good, actually. Points deducted 80. So you see I still lost 80 points. And that's probably largely because I jumped off the thing. But there's a lot of deductions, right? Paid a salary at regular intervals. So yeah, the higher your salary, the more money you get, obviously. The higher your seed rank, the higher your salary. Which you use for items and shit. But a lot of the time you won't actually need items. Because you can use magic, and usually bosses have magic that you can draw, which is stuff like cures. They'll usually have a cure you could just rip out of them, like draw cast out of them, and it's fine. You don't have to really worry about it. Mega Man X Command Mission is a character who her power is healing, but you need energy to use it. You gain a set amount of energy, but with Force Metal you can gain an extra, so stack her with those. Oh, what, you just keep getting energy back and she'll just heal indefinitely. I like JRPGs that have some kind of customization, like FF8 and 9 lets you build your party with your preferred abilities. It's not super complex, but I find it fun. Yeah, that's right. Like, I like something, right? Like anything. But if it's just like, here's your generic party of 4, they're not unique or interesting in any way. It's just like fucking so boring. This is so funny. This is like my favorite scene in the game. This is why Squall, everyone's like, Squall's like, whatever, man. He's like he's like, oh, you're such a dick. He like Squall literally said nothing. I'm trying to get him to join the garden festival. Let's take another drink. Is it because of that whatever? No, this is it. This is like my favorite part. It's so fucking hilarious. 80% health every turn. Also in the JP version she has the best weapon because they typed 999 instead of 99, which was fixed in the other releases. Yeah, that's hilarious. It's a big fault in the case of Earthbound because it's extremely basic and straightforward JRPG, but the setting and presentation makes up for it. Mother 3 also handles the gameplay better. That's the thing, is like I never really got Earthbound. Like I didn't get the thing. Everyone seems to like it. This is why everyone's like, oh, Renoa the sorceress cast a spell on Squall. Look into my eyes, you're gonna like me, you're gonna like me, you're gonna like me. And that's like the major evidence for like the theory that like Renoa like enchanted Squall. It's like that thing. at the beginning of the game. But I guess that makes sense considering that there's a bunch of shit. This is okay. This is my favorite scene. It's so awkward and bad, but it's like this would totally be me. Yeah, fuck this. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead here because we got what we came here for, which was dumbass Squall going like "fuck this" on the dance floor. That's my favorite scene. Seen the screen before? Best looking guy, but his face is a mess of pixels. Yeah, that's pretty damn funny. So what we're skipping is you do a big fight sequence with Quistis, and it's boring. And Quistis is like, "Hey, I'm not a fucking instructor anymore. I'm just a seed. We're going to Timber or whatever." And then Sid sends you to Timber and gives you the magic lamp. The theory that Renault enchanted Squall seems pretty fucking stupid. Yeah, but also there's a lot of dumb shit in Final Fantasy VIII, so it's not as unplausible as it seems. So we're gonna load save 3. Blam planes. Okay. Hang on, shit, is this the one? Oh shit, was this the wrong one? No, shit, I was supposed to load... I think I was supposed to load 2. Hang on. Ugh. No, this is the right one. Is it? Okay, whatever. I didn't actually have a save where I fought Diablos. But it's fine, okay? It doesn't matter. God damn it. I fucked up. But, yeah, it's gonna be a long haul. Do I have... Hang on, let me see something. Do I have encounter none equipped? Let's take it off. My bad. Okay, so what we're supposed to do is, we run around here, we fight Diablos to get, the new GF, which is fine. Then we do this. This is how we learn stuff without getting EXP, basically. We came here, dance bungling. So what we do is we get Squall to attack these guys. I think I hit them with the thing. Oh shit, he's got strength junction. Fuck. God damn it. Basically, fuck. This is falling apart. It's all falling apart. So what we do here is we fight Diablos. We beat him by using so Diablos uses gravity attacks, right? Fuck. Now I'm all flustered. Okay, Diablos uses gravity attacks, which means he does percentage health damage. So he does percentage health damage until you get really low, and then he like runs up and auto attacks you for like not like a ton of damage, but he does enough to kill you, right? Yeah, no, unfortunately, sorry, Dave. I fucked it up. and you do the auto attack. And he does the auto attack and kills you. But because... Shit, do I have cards? I must have it. But because... Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You get Diablos' card. We got it already. But because the lower your HP is, like when you're in critical HP, you also gain access to the thing. Oh shit, I have to go to the train station. Fuck, it's falling apart. But because he keeps putting you into like critical HP, you can just spam your limit breaks on him. So you trash him with limit breaks, obviously, like we've done, exactly like we did with Elveret, and you pretty much one-shot him. So we have to go to Timber now. So we're getting sent to Timber by Headmaster Sid, because Renoa contracted him for seeds. And on the way, some hilarious shit happens. Was it a dance battle? We got what we came for, dance bungling. We have sponsors? No, we don't have sponsors. Maybe one day. Not today. This is sponsored by Wes's Time. Is this the one where you invade by sea? I don't remember it well. Yes, you do a beach landing in Dalit. It's totally understandable that you wouldn't get into Earthbound. I think it's overrated, but there are quite a few other games like it. It handles its story in a very unique way. I wanted to see that game, like, Yick. I guess it's called, like, Y2K, but everyone calls it Yick because it just has a stupid-ass name. That was something that looked hilarious. Apparently it's fucking terrible, though. So we're going to the other continent now. On the Transcontinental Railway. And this is the fun. This is one of Selfie's quirks. She likes trains. Yeah, Diablos is cool, but it's the fight's like super basic. I can show you. I have the footage somewhere. I'll just upload it. It's like whatever. Whatever. If you didn't fuck up, it wouldn't be a real stream. Oh, thanks for the confidence, buddy. No, I should have done more. I wanted to do more prep for this, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, what I'll probably do is I will, I have, like, gameplay recorded, like, up to, whatever it's called. I have gameplay recorded up all through Disc 1, so I'll just, like, I'll do, like, a scripted video. We talk about the mechanics more in a way that makes sense, and it'll be, like, maybe, like, half an hour long or something. I might talk about the story, too. It might just be like a playthrough of Final Fantasy VIII. I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. It's lowish priority. I just kind of wanted to do this for fun. Dumb little trivia. Diablos and Siren play a part in the story of 14, although Siren looks way different. I'm sure Siren first appeared in an earlier FF game anyways. I don't know. She might have. Did she? Maybe. I'm the same way. I want to play Y2K just to see how bad it is. I like some of the music in Y2K, but watching gameplay is bad. Like, it looks fucking terrible. Like, astonishingly terrible. Like impressively bad. Like, you've got to try to fuck it up that bad. So, everyone's falling asleep. So we're doing a friggin' Laguna section. That's how you know we're doing a Laguna section. But we have encounter none, so it goes relatively quickly. There's a lot of exposition here, actually. I'll talk about it a little bit. So this part's like this is what I'm talking about, how it's kind of jarring. Because you're going to Timber for your first seed mission, and that's exciting and cool. And now you're just playing as some random schlub in the past. And the motivations for why this are part of the story is very unclear. And it's confusing even at the best of times. So that girl at the beginning of the game, Eloni, she has a special... Basically, she has a special ability that lets her, like, relive the past, I guess. It's really fucking obscure and strange, and it's not explained well at all. Anywho, let me in the car. There we go. There's a bunch of encounters in there, by the way. Because it's just like real life. And you can turn off encounters. Because we grinded for encounter none with Diablos. I don't actually know how I feel about this. I never really liked the Laguna sections. I always thought they were kind of awkward. I mean, it makes sense because, like, Laguna is Squall's dad, okay? Let's get that out of the way right now, okay? It's just how it is. Laguna is Squall's dad, spoiler alert. Talk to someone who was part of the dev and while he was humble, I'd be lying if he said he didn't have any ambitions with the script. But he realized how up his own ass his writing was, really? That's fucking hilarious. Did you actually talk to somebody about the script? That's fucking hilarious. Is Squall that random schlub? I guess. Also, regarding the Yick soundtrack, they pulled favors with Toby Fox and the composer for VA11. So that's the thing about, like, soundtracks. Is soundtracks are very much independent of the rest of the game, in my opinion. Like, usually, if you have a good soundtrack, it doesn't really matter if it's in the game. Like, I guess there's some level of implementing the soundtrack to fit the game, but if you just have a good soundtrack, it's just good music, and it doesn't really matter the game. Wait, Laguna's a guy? Yeah, Laguna's a guy. What, did you guys all think Laguna was a girl? Laguna, my nuts? No, he's a guy. They're all a bunch of friggin' military men. It was one of the brothers, I forgot which one it was, but at least he was pretty nice. I mean, I'm sure they were nice, but, like, I think there was a lot of... I think the big thing about Y2K was that it was really pretentious, and I don't recall, but I think they responded really poorly to negative criticism. I recall hearing that somewhere. Kind of like a Phil Fish situation, which is like, yeah, don't do that. don't freak out on people for saying your game's shitty. Because it probably is. Unfortunately. Laguna has testicles. Yes, he does. He's a guy. He is male. He's a boy. So would you say that the Undertale OST is pretty good, Wes? I've listened to some of it. Like Megalovania. I've listened to Megalovania. It was pretty good. I haven't played like Undertale at all. And wait, what does it say? Good work, Laguna. Thanks. What am I supposed to fucking do? Am I supposed to try to leave or something? I can't remember. Oh, fuck. Like, it's like whatever. But that's what I'm saying is like... So, like, when your soundtrack's bad, like, if your game's a clusterfuck, the soundtrack can still be okay. But if, like, the soundtrack's bad, it's just a bad soundtrack, right? Also, Yuri of Wind voices one of the characters. I like his content. Shame he isn't in it. I don't know what that is. Yeah, they didn't take it well at the start because they had some mortgages to fund it. Don't do that. That's the thing, is, like, if you talk to, like, literally anyone in game dev, they're always like, don't quit your day job. Like, don't fucking rely on this to sell product. Because it's probably not going to be successful, right? You see shit like Undertale, and that's like the anomaly, right? The dream is that you can make a game and sell like 100,000 copies and make $1 million. It's not how it is for most people. You're probably going to make a game and it's maybe going to sell like a few thousand copies. And that's the unfortunate reality. And you don't get guys like Toby Fox or the guy who did Stardew Valley. They don't come around often. You don't get these magic games that are like gangbusters. So you have to be prepared to... What you should do is you should make the game because you love the process and you love the idea of the end product, and you shouldn't do it for money, which is unfortunate because it'd be great if you could do everything you love for money and get paid to do all the good shit that you like. It's just not reality, right? If I could get paid to make YouTube videos, it would be great. And I do get some money, but it's not enough. And it's kind of the same thing with game dev, right? Like, you have a dream, you have an aspiration to make a game, and you could make the best game ever. It's not, it's no guarantee it's going to be monetarily successful. So that's why everyone you hear will say, don't quit your day job. Do the stuff that makes you money first, and then do that in your spare time because you love it, right? That's what, like, literally everyone says. So, yeah, I mean, it would suck. But if you're reliant on that game being successful, well, for one, make it good. Don't make it a shit show, because I know the combat, I've seen some combat of Y2K, and it looks fucking rough. It looks rough to get through. Last video was 7 months ago. Fucker is sick 90% of the time. That sucks, man. Don't forget getting an orchestra player soundtrack in front of a live audience and 50,000 people on television national rest. Wait, what? Who is that? Did that happen with Undertale? This is just like a really awkward conversation between Laguna and Julia. So Julia is Renoa's mother, and Laguna is Squall's father. And this kind of puts you in the direction that, like, Julia is Laguna's endgame girlfriend, but she's not, which is kind of the interesting thing. What this basically sets up is Julia basically says she can't write lyrics. She's a decent singer, but she can't write lyrics. So she talks to Laguna here, and she gets, yeah, you have beautiful eyes. So because of this meeting with Laguna, she writes the lyrics to Eyes on Me. And if you were paying attention at the bar, you probably couldn't hear it over the sound of my voice rambling about Y2K. But the thing is, she was playing Eyes on Me on the piano, and there was no lyrics. And we're gonna hear Eyes on Me again later when we're in space. In space, and it'll have the lyrics. So it's kind of like a linking of, like, I guess the idea is that, like, Renoa, like, Laguna and Julia didn't end up together, but Renoa and Squall ended up together, like, they're kids. I guess that's kind of what they're going for. It's a bit rough. It's this, wait, Cuphead guys mortgaged their homes when making it, then Microsoft funded them. Yeah, I mean, sure. But that's risk reward, right? They obviously, I mean, they had a lot of positive press for Cuphead, and Cuphead has a very unique look, and it ended up being successful. But it also could have ended up the other way, where they didn't get successful, and then they would have to have a backup plan. It's the same thing like the movie Clerks. The guy with no experience makes a movie on a shoestring budget and it becomes a runaway hit, but that's the anomaly, yeah. And fuck, the guy who's like, the guy who plays Jay, like, isn't even an actor. I think he was, like, literally Kevin James's friend. Or some shit, like, it's crazy. Then you get people who are like, don't tell them not to follow their dreams, that's not the point, you gotta have balance. Betting your life on art selling well is a bad idea. It's working within your means. Yeah, make your art your hobby, don't starve yourself to do it. No, I think, like, you should strive to to fulfill your dreams. You should absolutely try. But you gotta be realistic in your expectations, right? Like, if you're a singer, you're not gonna be the next Beyonce. Like, let's fucking be real here. It's unfortunate reality is you're not gonna be the next Beyonce. Who's the hottest band right now? I don't even know. You're probably not gonna be the next Elton John. Huh? I like Elton John. You're not gonna be the next Elton John. Okay, that's just how it is. Like, making me translation to questionable comics. Wait, what? Christopher Nolan started with following, and the entire thing, save for the opening shot, is done with a handheld camera. Because the equipment needed for a steady camera everywhere else would have cost him so much. Yeah. I mean, like, that just shows that he was a good filmmaker, because he made it work with limited equipment, right? If he's got limited equipment, but you're, like, if you have bad equipment, but you're a good director and filmmaker, you can make it work. You know, like, they always say, like, a poor carpenter blames his tools, right? But There have been movies that have literally been shot on iPhones that have gone to like theater releases. So, you know, it's just managing your resources, man. Where's Cloud? He's in the game that's -1. He's in the Final Fantasy VII. This is Final Fantasy VIII. Although I never would have imagined that Cuphead would get ported to the Tesla out of all things. Is that true? It's not even better when you're making a livable wage. Plague makes money, but he's working a shit ton on commissions and trying to make his own projects. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends how you set it up, right? I mean, the ideal is to be a guy like Boogie. Just make some shitty videos every now and then and have your fans dump money at you. That's the ideal. But it's not realistic. Again, it's not realistic. Oh, Beyonce's not a great example either because her dad is a producer from what I understand. Yeah. That's true too. Like it's in the family or whatever. Who would be a good example then? Well, I just use Beyonce because she's like super famous. Lady Gaga maybe? You know, you're not going to be the next Lady Gaga. Only heard of her last week. Living in a fucking box. What about Billie Eilish? Oh, Billie Eilish? I've never heard of her, but yeah, I guess she's pretty popular right now. I saw her on the trending page. I never really saw any of her videos or whatever. But yeah, like you're not. You can hope for some popularity. But like fucking Chromio has like 100,000 subs on YouTube. It's like fucking nothing compared to like all these other people who are like just as talented and good at music as them. Final Fantasy versus Kingdom Hearts. Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts just got stupid. Okay. So this is like the timber set piece. It's really, really long. The ideal is to be like Boogie, but I don't even want that. I won't be happy with myself e-begging all day. Oh, like DSP. You know what the crazy thing about DSP is? He's gonna outlive all of us. He's gonna outlive all of us on YouTube. He'll just be like last man standing. DSP will be there. He'll be making it, man. He'll make it work somehow. I can see it now. Everyone who's ever come after him, they'll have all stopped, and he'll just keep making his gameplay videos. Final Fantasy 16 with Make FF10 DLC. Might be okay. I don't know anything about I haven't even played Final Fantasy 15. I played 14. I haven't really played 13 either. I have all 3 of them though. I know I'm alone on this, but I want Final Fantasy 16 to be essentially be a single-player version of Final Fantasy 14, its own story and universe and whatnot, with similar gameplay. I'd be fine with a more action-oriented game. Like, you'd have to make it more interesting than 14, in my opinion. Sorry. You have to make it more interesting than 14, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I think the controls in Final Fantasy 14 for controller are actually pretty good, from what I remember. It's just how do you make that really interesting in a single-player experience, right? Oh right, we have to go rescue the princess. I like just like not paying attention at all. Final Fantasy X was Blitzball very hard. Blitzball, I remember Blitzball being kind of annoying. I remember I got the Jex shot and that pretty much won me games. The world could get nuked and he'd be the first content creator to ask for money to help with the nuclear holocaust somehow. The fact that DSP has lasted this long at all is fucking insane to me. He's just gonna outlive everyone, man. I believe it. I'm a believer in DSP's success. I don't know how much I want to call it success. I think he's just gonna cling on. He's just like, he'll just keep clinging to life. And he'll just keep doing it. I don't remember the name. Someone starts with and ends with A and ends with Lean or something. But I saw a snippet of a doc about her. She was banned from singing for talent contests because she always won. Starts with an A, ends with a Lean? A Lean? I don't know. Definitely they'd have much... You'd have to do much more with a dedicated single-player game, but I think it could be done. You could do something with it. You'd probably have to do something... I don't know. I think I know what you're saying, but I don't know if it's... I don't know if it would be enough. You'd have to really, like, overhaul it, but I think I know what you're saying, where you have, like, skills mapped to buttons and stuff. I think that would be okay. But I think Final Fantasy 15 had something kind of similar to that, didn't it? It didn't really work that much. Banned from singing from talent contests. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess she was kind of like famous, but also amateurish. Krenoa. Subterfuge. Oh, it's kind of boring. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I might just skip this escape from Timber and shit. We'll see how it goes. I basically have a save that's at the end of this one, so you know. Oh, it's like how to use Renoa's limit break Angelo. Well, Angelo sucks, and all we use is Renzakoken. Renzakoken. That sounds Swedish, doesn't it? Renzakoken. It's okay, Matt. My friend's Swedish, so I can say that. That's how it works, right? You can make offensive stereotypes as long as you say, "Oh, my friend is X," or "My friend is Y." Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is some kind of Kingdom Hearts shit or something. I think I played the first demo of 15 and wasn't really into it. Doesn't surprise me. I don't know. I just like... Once Final Fantasy stopped being turn-based, I stopped giving a shit, basically. Like, not that it's like the best thing ever. Like, I don't know. Like, the last one I played was 10. Then 11 was the MMO. And 12 was... I think if I played 12 now, I would have a better grasp on it. But when I first played it, like, I didn't really understand it. Like, the Gambit system. But I think now if I went back and played the 12, it would probably be pretty easy to get into. Because I understand how Gambits work. Found it. Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy. Oh, Avril Lavigne. Yeah, she's Canadian. Yeah. I can't believe your friend is PewDiePie. Max isn't PewDiePie. Max is Native American / Swedish. It's hilarious. Such a very odd pairing. Maybe if I was PewDiePie's friend, I could get on meme review. And my channel be... Renzakoken is our word? No, it's not. It's Renzakoken with a Z. Kokuin or something? I don't know. Renzakoken. This is fucking the Lutefisk. What else is Swedish? Lingonberry. This is what happens. Just like make up, just talk like fucking Wally the Walrus. Lingonberry. Wish Final Fantasy would just drop the pseudo stuff and just go Tails like. What's Tails like? How the fuck do you achieve that ethnicity? I don't know. You just... When two people love each other. Watch out, 15 Nun lurks around every corner. The net of the Defend 15... Wait, what? XV Kun? Wait, really? Swedish fish. Lutefisk. It's like the Gefelfish or something? I don't know. Saskatchewan is Swedish, Wes. No, it's not. No, it's not. So this is like a heist, which is kind of interesting, but I'm kind of glossing over it. It's like saying you're both North Korean and South Korean. It's probably more common than you think. I mean, they're both common Korean. Oh, fuck. Did I just say redo the whole thing? I did, too. Sounds Russian. Saskatchewan. No, there's no way it's Swedish. It doesn't roll off the tongue with my Wally the Walrus accent. like, this part is like, the heist is kind of cool from like a set PC standpoint, but it's so fucking boring. 3 codes, you'll be finished. If you want to quit, hold down L1. Got it, I got it. I don't need to practice your codes. But the president's car looks kind of shabby. Renoa made it. The paint job sucks. He's like, yeah, it kind of does. Did you get all that? Yes, no. God damn it. I don't know, man. I'm just mashing through. Because I don't really care, and I'm kind of tired. This has actually been more draining than I expected it to be. If you want more FF turn-based, you gotta look at the side games. Bravely Default and Octopath Traveler. It sucks that another legit FF game will likely never be turn-based. Yeah, I know. I agree. It kind of sucks. But, you know, like... Well, here's the thing, is you can still play the old FF game. Like, I still like going back and playing 5. I'll probably play 5 again this summer, because it's the 4-job fiesta. So I'll probably play 5 again. I do my 4-job fiesta. I'll talk to this guy or whatever. Seen the dummy of the president? Please look at this president. Fuck. Yeah, like, I'll do the 4-job fiesta, like, I mean, when you know what you're doing, the Final Fantasy games are pretty short, right? Like, honestly, what I'll probably do is, if I ever play Final Fantasy VIII again, is I'll probably do exactly what I did this playthrough. Where I have my cards, my save file with the cards, and I'll just skip a bunch of the bullshit. Like, I'll skip all the grinding bullshit because I'll just have my save file. And I'll back it up. So this is so funny because it's like activating the temperature sensor. It's like, don't stand, like, keep moving, stand still. It's like, no, you just run past him. So I gotta do the uncoupling. Glad it doesn't, though. You can only play it so many times before it gets monotonous. Depends, right? Like, they actually play fairly differently. I think the main thing is they're slow. Like, most of the Final Fantasy games are pretty slow. So playing them back to back kind of sucks because it's like you're playing a slow game and you beat it, and then you're kind of probably looking for something a little more exciting, and then you play another Final Fantasy and it's slow. So that's why, like, when I, like, two or 3 years ago, when I was doing my backlog, I was like, maybe 4 years ago, I would literally go. I would, like, literally alternate. I'd play, like, a slower paced, like, more boring game, and I'd, like, juxtapose it with a better game. Or not a better game, like a faster paced game, like a more action oriented game. Like, I'd play, like, Final Fantasy, and then I'd play, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 or something. Press down to enter the codes. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god, he's coming. Go up. Boop, 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 boop. I think it's so funny. It's like hold L1 to check your left. Just hold L1. Because the red guy always comes after the blue guy. Turn-based is old. Our fans don't want turn-based games anymore. FF sales and critical reception drops. Yeah, I mean... I don't know. It's just like... 2, 4, 3, 3. You kind of alienate your fan base, right? And you don't want to do that usually. I mean, you can change... You can change the gameplay naturally over the course of a series, right? It happens a lot, actually. Maybe not on like a crazy level, but on some level it changes. Right? I mean, you look at like Resident Evil. Resident Evil is a good example. But if your series runs long enough, it has to change. It has to adapt in some way, right? And I know everyone got all freaked out by like God of War's adaptation of the combat, but would you want to have another God of War game where it was like that, like Ascension style? Like it would have been boring. And God of War like whatever 2018 was at least different. At the very least, it was different, and that's important. Just waiting for FF25 to see the dude sex poster gets in. Wait, what? See if the dude's sex poster? What the fuck? I wish this game would come to Steam with a little remastering. It is on Steam, but apparently the Steam port isn't very good. And it's hard to run, and I think you have to run it through like... What do you run it through? You run it through like Square's proprietary launcher or something. So I think it's questionable, but yeah, I agree. It'd be nice if there was a good Steam port or a good PC port. I think. Well, you can probably get the standalone CDs. I think they released it on PC. Watch your right side to do this. Check R1. It's like, you remember how to enter the codes, right? It's like I just did this. I like literally just did this a second ago. We got 3 minutes. Oh my god. Is he gonna come? Enter the code. 2143. Quick, Squall, get up! He's coming! Is it a Deus Ex joke? Didn't even want the first God of War game. That's a yikes for me, yeah. They were fine. Like, they're just kind of boring. It's like the Assassin's Creed games, right? They're just kind of boring, you know? Like, I think like Max is playing Assassin's Creed 2 and we were memeing it a bit, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of slow paced, it's kind of boring, like it's just not particularly interesting, right? And the Assassin's Creed games like haven't changed like at all. They've remained very stoic. And I guess some people are okay with that. I mean, I played 2. I think I said this a lot, but I've played I played Assassin's Creed 2 and I was like, okay, they capped out. They can't give him a 3rd hidden blade. Like that's the series. And I was wrong because they made like another like 30 fucking games. And they're still making them. They're still making them apparently. Well, I just looked. I guess it is on Steam. Yeah, apparently it's not a great port though. So, buyer beware. I guess. Just be aware that the port's not particularly good, and it has issues. Hey, my seed rank went up because I didn't get spotted. Okay, it's talking about how in Deus Ex Human Revelation was a poster for Final Fantasy 25. Oh, that's actually hilarious. Oh, because it's published by Square. That's right. Yeah, I got the joke. I'm happy with myself. I'll begin serious negotiations with the president. Better serious negotiations. Better make sure my GF's equipped. So what do we have? What's his name? Garo. Look at my thing real quick. Let me skip that boss because that's how we're playing this. Fake president. Vulnerable to gravity, yes. Elemental weakness is fire. Not to be... Well, I should have known that. I'm dead, but whatever. Earth and holy, okay. I don't actually have either of those. So elemental... Oh, right. Fuck! That's the other thing. God damn it. So we got a shitload of more more magic. I forgot to do the refines. God damn it. I really need to make that video. Okay. So, like... So we have a status attack junction now, and we have pains. So pains do poison, blind, and silence on basic attack. So whenever Squall basic attacks, there's a 100% chance that it deals poison, blind, and silence. It's really fucking good. And we don't have the fight junction. What GFs do I have equipped? Where are my GFs? Do I not have fight junction? So there's a skill called Meltdown. Do I have Meltdowns here? So Meltdowns are best, like, I think Meltdowns are best in slot, or very close to best in slot for Vitality. And Spirit is... Yeah, Kiraga. Basically anything like HP is really good, but Meltdowns, when you use Meltdown in combat, it gives the enemy Vite 0. But it's also like best in slot for Vitality, which is kind of cool. Basically, I'm just gonna put everything on Squall, because it's like whatever, he just like one-shots people. He's fucking a beast. Serious negotiations, huh? Well, I should be fine. It's not like the president will mutate into a fucking monster or some nonsense. Serious negotiations. Better make sure my GF's equipped. Could you imagine if you said that before going into like a meeting? Like Ass Creed 3 and 4 and Rogue and the others all bleed into each other since I played the Ezio games back to back. Yeah, so what I played was I played Assassin's Creed 1 when it came out. Played Assassin's Creed 2 when it came out. And then I didn't touch the series until Unity? Assassin's Creed Unity. And at that point I was like, this is basically the same as Assassin's Creed 2. So I don't really give a fuck. You fell for it. Oh god. He's eating him. You're gonna eat me. Oh, he's fucking dead. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like, you just one-shot bosses. It's nuts. Currently 30 FPS in battle, 15 FPS. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I think the big thing I saw that was like really concerning was that there was like problems actually like with performance, not necessarily frame rate. I mean, the frame rate obviously sucks, but the frame rate sucks, so it's whatever. I know, he silenced him. Quick, knock Squall into critical HP. Oh wait, you can't hit him because he's fucking insane. How many hits has that been? 2? 2 hits? This guy's also undead, so he's weak. You can use items on him. But I think I did that actually. I just throw like a Phoenix down at him. But you can just cut him down. He doesn't have that much HP. 15 FPS even in battle, that's absurd. I mean, don't expect the PC ports to be good. I imagine that the PC, like the Steam port, is probably ported from like the original PC port of Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, here we go, Renzukoken. This is what I wanted all this time. So the blindness on Squall doesn't really matter because he's got an innate 255% chance to hit. Because I don't know why. I would actually like to know. In my headcanon, I imagine they put that in for testing. They were just like, yeah, Squall needs to have a high hit rate because I'm sick of missing all these attacks, and they just left it in. That's my headcanon. Yeah, no EXP, we get our zombie powders. 40% spirit, we'll be fine. Yeah. I'm getting so tired, I don't even know why. It's like so boring now. Like, usually when I played this last time, I was like, oh, this is so exciting and fun. I broke the game, but now it's just like, eh, whatever. Whoa, the president turned into a monster that has toxic attacks? Is this a commentary on today's political climate? Dude, that's deep. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Oof, Unity was released at the same time as Rogue, but Rogue was last gen, Unity was this gen, so Rogue is not very well known, but basically a side game where you play as a Templar with a better ship than 4. Really? Yeah, I guess like Rogue really felt like it fell under the radar. I didn't even know it existed when I was looking at the Assassin's Creed games. Because I was like, hey. Like, because I remember I got Unity. I got it with my PS4 and I was like, okay, well, let's try it. Like, I knew I was probably gonna be like kind of lukewarm on it. Although there's one scene I really like. There's like 2 scenes that I think are really funny. And there's one scene I really like in Unity. But it's just like dumb as fuck. But yeah, like I looked and I'm like, holy shit, there's been so many Assassin's Creed games. Assassin's Creed games is like... So there's like... There's one, then there's two, and then Ezio got like 2 more games. And then there's like 3. And then Black Flag. Rogue. There's like a bunch of other ones, like Assassin's Creed Rogue and then Unity. And then there was like Origins and what was the new one? Syndicate? Was it Syndicate, the one with the twins? Like there's so fucking many games. It's seriously like yearly releases and it's so bad. It's so crazy. Also, oddly, Rogue's ending ties into Unity. That is odd, but whatever. I don't like... The Assassin's Creed games always, they always didn't sit well with me. Mainly for one reason, and that's the science fiction element. Like, I think the Animus is, like, the dumbest thing they could have done. Like, you don't have any meaningful connection to Desmond. He's just kind of there. So if they had just made... It doesn't matter who I take. If they had just made Assassin's Creed and taken it and made it like... You're playing Altair in this time period, it would have been totally fucking fine, right? It would have been totally fucking fine, right? You just played as Altair the whole time. And you fought the Templars in the past, in wherever the fuck you are. Would have been totally fine, right? It would have been great. But they have this stupid science fiction element in it. And it completely fucking ruins the experience. Because it's dumb. I think a big part of the issue with Assassin's Creed is that they made it a yearly sequel release. They don't have the chance to innovate and change things, so they're just on a constant deadline. I mean, they're still successful, which is the craziest thing to me. Dude, I just fucking love Assassin's Creed 2 to death, all the saga. But Wes, can you make the game yearly without integrating it into the lore? I don't know, you just fucking do. Like, if you remove that science fiction element from all of the Assassin's Creed games, it wouldn't change anything. Because it's easily the worst part of them. And it's always tacked on garbage at the end. Like, what happens? I think in Assassin's Creed 2, like, you don't even have any real meaningful interaction with Desmond except at the beginning and the very fucking end. And that's the only thing. And that's like how it was with Assassin's Creed 1 too. Like, none of your interactions meant anything right up until the very end. And that's all that fucking mattered, which was so stupid. 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, and Odyssey. There's gotta be more. There's probably a bunch of other stuff that you're missing. Like whatever it's called. Fuck, what is it called? I don't even remember. There's like a PSP game. There's gotta be more than those. Also, they took a break after Syndicate since they realized it was too much. Well, the fact was, like, you don't even fucking know who these characters are. Like, you don't care. Like, they're all the same. Like I think it's, like I said, like, you play Assassin's Creed 2, which is, like, universally widely considered the best one. So, like, who gives a shit? Like, just play Assassin's Creed 2. You've played the best they have to offer, basically. Also, the 2D side games, 3, Russia, India, and China. Yeah, there's a bunch. There's, like, some PSP game, too. Like Brotherhood? No, Brotherhood was another thing. It's got some girl with, like, a tri-corner hat or something. I don't know. That's what it is. Just, like... Liberation, yeah. There's just a bunch of, like... There's a bunch of crap, you know? And if you like the Assassin's Creed games, that's fine. It's just like... They're all the same, is my big problem with them. They're all the same, and a lot of them are pretty boring. Is this your card? The best one is 4 or Rogue, since I really like the ship. Yeah, I heard the ship was good. But I also don't care. So 2's like the best one. Apparently 3 had a lot of problems. I think people praise Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Law as well, although that might just be for the ship combat. I think that was the big thing, is that ship combat. The ship combat was interesting. Also a DS game, but I don't remember. I mean, it seems like there's less games than I think there are, but it's still a lot of games in that time period. So what? When did Odyssey come out? Did Odyssey come out last year? When did Assassin's Creed come out? Was it 2006? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. 11 games in 13 years is too many. Really fucking too many games. Like, FromSoft has what? Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne. From like 2009 to like 2009 till 2000. When did Dark Souls 3 come out? 2016? Yeah, like, it's like the thing with like Dark Souls 1 through 3. It's just like too much shit, man. Like, just if you dump too much shit out, it's just like, you stop caring, right? Like, imagine they had a Dark Souls game every year. Like, it would be fucking boring. You'd stop caring. I've only played Assassin's Creed 1 long ago, so I don't remember, but I remember it being pretty boring. It was okay, but not a big deal. I mean, I think I have a review of it on this channel. I just, like, I don't remember, like, anything about it, besides it being really fucking boring. 4 and Rogue have great shanties when sailing. Yeah, that's one of the things, just like, Assassin's Creed is just boring. Ugh. It's just boring. 2007 was Assassin's Creed 1. Okay, it was close. It was from that time period. The screen with the red scrolling text has a message in it. Oh my god, what did it say? Did I miss it? My deep lore, my deep plots. You do, I actually forgot about that review. I think it's like, yeah, it was not very good. I didn't really care about it. Like, I've beaten Assassin's Creed like twice, I guess. Stopped caring at DS3 and never finished it. That's totally fair. I kind of felt the same way. I felt like I was forcing myself through it. I kind of got to what's his name. Oh, what was it? I got to Nameless King and I was like, fuck this. I just like kept going. I just like bypassed him. And I missed a bunch of enemies and I'm just like, yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't really fucking care. You know, like, it was just very much, I was apathetic to it. So I beat it. And it was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. No, too different. We count the old Prince of Persia games in the list as well. Like, which one? Like, Sands of Time trilogy with like Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Two Thrones. Those are different enough, I guess. What's the other thing? Then there was like that weird kind of like pseudo reboot where you couldn't die. That one was weird. I'm gonna go and play other games. Take care, everyone. Have fun, Alan. Enjoy yourself. Fucking Dave, you responded to that. That's like clearly a bot. I appreciate it. What a good mod though, Dave. Jake sniping memories. Yep, Final Fantasy VIII was good shit, man. Good shit back in the day. AC franchise is known to be a successor to Prince of Persia. Kind of. I mean, it kind of fills the same niche, I guess, but it's not like a successor. It's kind of just like... There are similarities, but it's not really the same. I know what you're getting at, but... I don't know. It's hard to explain. I know exactly what you mean, though. This is why we haven't gotten a new Prince of Persia game. There might have been one on the way, though. I think they had... what was the last time they had? It was like Forbidden Sands or something. It was basically like... I think people got bored with Prince of Persia. It's like the same thing that's happening with Assassin's Creed, I guess. Is that... You know... Like, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time was kind of unique and different, and it came out at a good time. It came out at a good time because everyone praised it. And then Warrior Within came out, and it was kind of, like, lukewarm, and then Two Thrones came out. And then they had, that kind of Prince of Persia, like, rebooty thing. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Where you got the girl. You have that girl, and she has magic powers, and she, like, teleports you if you drop off. And then they had the new one, and I think the new one got, like, really lukewarm reception because it was just, like, nobody cared. And that's the thing, is you gotta make people care. And it's hard because there's so many friggin' games. There's so many friggin' games, it's like you can't play everything. Poor, poor boy. Oh my god. Oh, that's a fucking bot. I don't know how this stream makes nonsense works. Who's a bot? Yeah, it's on the Twitch chat. Seems like Tio Perdibidoo W316. Like, it's clearly a bot. I get messages from him all the time. I'm surprised you don't, Dave, actually. But it's pretty clearly like, if anyone like says they'll make custom emotes or shit for your channel, it's like a bot. Or badges or whatever, it's a bot. And if it's not a bot, I'm sorry, but you have a very bot-like name. And if I go to your channel, which I'll do right fucking now, I'll click your name. I'm gonna click that name and I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, it's like, account created May 23rd, 2019, like, messages 3. And it's like, I'll go to his channel right now. And it's like streamer.gigs.me. Like, he's just trying to, she's just chilling. Just wants you to fucking pay for him to make shit for you. The cell shaded one, yeah, that's the one. So I guess this is kind of important because this isn't clear at this juncture, but Adia is not actually Adia at the moment. So Adia is being mind controlled by Ultimacia from the future. Okay? That's why she's evil. Adia is not evil. Ultimacia is evil. And Ultimacia is from the future. And she mind controlled Adia in the past because she's a sorceress. I'm just a simple guy. Once I find something I like, I'm cool with having more and more of the same. It's why I like Dark Souls 3 even though everyone was fed up with it. Usually I'm that way, but it's gotta be balanced, right? If timing is kind of everything, right? Like if you gave me Dark Souls and they gave me Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 like a year in between, I'm gonna get bored. I'm just gonna get bored of it. You gotta space it out reasonably well so that I care, right? Night y'all, game is putting me to sleep. Yeah, this part's kind of boring. I kind of showcased what I cared about anyways, really. I might just skip ahead because it's... What do we have to do? We gotta escape Timber. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna skip ahead. I always just wanted to do a more constructed video. I thought this could be interesting as a stream, but I think I was misguided. So I think we'll do that. Okay, we'll cut ahead. Where am I at? We'll cut ahead. We don't need to see Galbadia Garden and a big text dump. We'll just move ahead. Cause yeah, it's like 3 hours in. I'm getting tired too. I didn't think I would, but fuck that bot. Then I was fooled for the last time. It's hard, man. It's hard to know. I like that 2 is different than 1. I didn't think Dark Souls combat is good enough to carry another game even longer. I don't know how you like 2 so much, guy. I just don't get it. Like, I legitimately don't understand. Yeah, good night, Bob. Ugh. I'm falling asleep too. I hate New Super Mario Bros. It's what I think of when Solos comes up, but 3D Land World are great. New Super Mario Bros? Really? You hate New Super Mario Bros? Okay, so where should we go? Well, shit, I guess it's here. This is the final set piece. I guess I didn't save where you're supposed to get the Dragon Fangs, but let me just see where we're at. This is the final set piece of Disc 1. We have a Lionheart. So I will skip the Tomb of the Unknown King and shit. It's kind of unimportant. This is a cool idea for a stream. The explanation of the card game stuff was great and well done. It's obviously easier to live stream. Yeah, well, I think the edited video will be a lot better because I can do a lot more stuff, and I can be like I can cut out a lot of the garbage. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and do like I'm not gonna sit here and show you all of Dalit. I'm gonna show you like 5 minutes of Dalit and then show you the junction stuff and then leave. Right, like. Don't need to show you running all the way back from Dalit. I think there's stuff you could do to make it interesting. I just think... Well, the more I thought about it, because I did like the test playthrough. And the more I thought about it, it was like, may not be the best idea for a stream, but it's fine. We'll just keep going. We'll finish out Disc 1 and then we'll call it a day. Probably won't do Disc 2. I'll do that offline if anything. Understandable. Did you go for all the coins or green stars or whatever? 3D World was okay, not bad, but not particularly great in my opinion. Of course, it's fine. I don't know. I never really cared about the Mario games. I like New Super Mario Bros. When it came out. We played it on DS with Max. It was fine. Like it's I don't know. You don't really care. Ugh. Yeah, this would have definitely been better as like a video. Well, I'll still make a video. It's good to try new things on the stream though. See how things go. Obviously this was not a total bust, but not as good as I expected it to be or wanted it to be. It's fine. It's just like hard to predict times, right? Because I was like, oh, we could do Disc 1 today, and it's like, we probably could have, but it probably would have been pushing 5 hours. Nobody wants to sit through that garbage. I was on my way to 100%ing 3D World. To the Champions Road, then quit. It was too much for me. Also, my save data got corrupted. Oh my god. So this is like another seed set piece. So it's like an assassination mission now. So we've done very war-like stuff. You know, we did an assassination mission. We did a presidential kidnapping, and we're doing, or sorry, we did a war effort. A presidential kidnapping, and now we're doing an assassination mission. Hey, I'm Irvine the douchebag. Starts shaking uncontrollably. That part will be funny because Squall's like, "Oh my god, is he freaking out?" Like, what? It's pretty good. But I actually like that moment because you know everyone's like, Squall's like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But he talks Irvin into doing it. He's like, hey man, just think of it as a signal. This part always made me laugh because he's like walking you through it in like the arena. And it's like, what was General Caraway and these 3 guys doing? Or these, I guess, 5 people. These 5 random kids doing right before the sorceress got assassinated. What's going on here? That's crazy. And FF8 becomes the real Assassin's Creed, yeah. This part's kind of long. And it's really stupid. Which is my big problem with it, is it's dumb. Which is no surprise. I mean, like, the plan's not dumb. The plan's fine. But, like, it's like there's a plot contrivance to make it actually be somewhat long. That's like a dungeon, which is stupid. Because it should have just gone off without a hitch. We done? The Caraway Mansion. Here, I'll post something because I found it. Where am I? Where am I? What's going on here? Gotta go to the Caraway Mansion now. And he's awfully quiet. I guess he's trying to stay focused. He can't do it, man. Fucking excuse me? Like, what? You have one job, man. It's such a great moment. It is. This is actually pretty good. So now we have to go to Caraway's Mansion again. Fuck. But we've got, I think on this save file I actually have Selfie and Squall's ultimate weapons. Just because of the way it worked out. Because you get like, Selfies is actually really easy to make. I think you just need Iron Giant cards and some other random thing. Caraway Seed, oh my god. Do you think that's what they meant? Was there a secret message? It's time to form the teams. Or should the sniper miss? Hey. Hey guys. He's gonna lead the operation. Everyone looks at Squall. I guess it's me. It's like the gateway team will be everyone else. Love it. Sorry, Zoe. Quistis. Quistis is the leader. You gotta keep that in mind. Quistis. So you get like the rundown and then you do this garbage. Oh, it's Renault. We have to get going. We have an important mission that involves assassinating somebody. Take a look at this. It's called an Odin bangle. They're #1 when it comes to magical goods. Poor Zell. There's also when Squall has that pretty good monologue about how there's no such thing as good and evil. Yeah. And Quistis freaks out at Renoa for being an idiot. Because she is an idiot. This is a father to Carlos in the game. Like, we're gonna go fucking assassinate the president and the friggin' guy. I guess not the president, but... You can go assassinate the sorceress. It's like, okay. Can I get a quick rundown? Quick rundown of what? It's a good way to tie into the overall FF series because there's an overarching theme between the games about balance between light and dark. Kind of. Usually it's that light wins in the games, but I get what you're saying. I'll make the first charge when we make the full-on attack. I'll try and buy some time. That won't be necessary. I'll get the job done. Yeah, sure you will. But true that seeds aren't supposed to question their mission. There are times I'd like to know myself, like for example, yeah, you just like they're just mercs. You just do what you're told. Don't question it. This is not like Haze. Remember Haze on PS3? There's a part of the story that explains why the Warriors of Darkness had to cause chaos in order to bring balance back into the world. I thought that was really cool. Was there actually Warriors of Darkness? That's actually hilarious. I didn't know that. I guess like that's the whole thing with Garland in FF1. And they make like the time loop because like the Crystal Warriors or whatever, the Warriors of Light came early. So it's like, so the gateway team is here. So there's the gateway team there, and they're there. You have to keep that in mind. They're already fucking there. No one remembers Haze in the Korn song. What about the Biggie? Was it the Biggie Smalls song? Biggie. Is it called Haze? No, what the fuck's it called? Yeah, so Quistis is like, oh, maybe I was too hard on Renoa. Let's go fucking talk to her. I'm gonna go apologize. It's like, we're in the middle of a mission. We still have time. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're the responsible one. What are you doing? It's so... This actually makes me mad, this part, because it's like, you fucking for real? Like, serious? Wait. Because it's like, Quistis is supposed to be, like, the responsible one, okay? And she's like, I'm gonna go apologize. I'm gonna go apologize to Renoa because I hurt her feelings. It's like, no wonder you got stripped of your instructor. Your instructor job just to be a regular seed. You fucked it up. You fucked up everything. You had one job, and you fucked it up. So that's kind of like a running theme here. Is that like, the seeds are a bunch of bungling idiots except for Squall. Be chaos out there soon, you'll be safe here. Oh no, he's gonna lock me in, so she runs out. 4 and 5 were a mistake. Which ones? Halo? Oh, Halo. Halo was the real Halo killer. That's an oof. Renoa, I'm sorry. Oh my god, she's not in here. Oh no, now we're locked in. What a bunch of idiots. Did we get locked in? Forgot this part of the story, but yeah, it compromises the mission a bit. You bet your ass it compromises the mission. Compromises the mission a lot. Could have started attacking Adias sooner, but they had to wait for Squall and everything to get there. Well, it's part of the plan. Like, they have time. But it's like, you guys are fucking idiots. Like, just stay put. Like, apologize to her later. It's like not important that you apologize to her right now. It's just dumb. It's just a bunch of dum-dums. That's what I mean when I say like Final Fantasy VIII is like kind of dumb. Like I'm full on willing to admit that parts of Final Fantasy VIII are dumb. It's whether or not you can look past them. And usually I can. But there's a lot of like plot contrivances that are like really stupid. And this set piece is dumb because of that. Like if you just didn't have it, if you like didn't have it, you wouldn't have really had a set piece for this part. And it's kind of like, I'm okay with not having a set piece, to be honest. Like if it just, like if we didn't have the whole walking thing, like we had that big walking segment, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. But now we're doing, like, basically this is set up so that it's in the city. So what are you gonna do? Like have a dungeon in the middle of the city? I can look past the dumb story easily. I can't handle the awkward gameplay. Really? What's awkward about Final Fantasy VIII's gameplay? It's basically fucking anime storytelling. It is. It's pretty fucking anime, is right? And we all know anime was a mistake. Remember my words from the StarCraft 2 streams? Oh, if everything's a set piece, nothing is? That's pretty funny. No, but that's how Final Fantasy VIII is. It's built around these, at least Disc 1, and some of Disc 2. But it's built around these, like, seed mission set pieces. I think that's fine, because I think it works pretty okay. It's just a kind of... I guess after Disc 1 it sort of loses the plot, and it doesn't really know what it wants to be. Like, if you look at this as it is, where it's like Galbadia's evil, and they're trying to basically take over the world, and Adia is the sorceress, and she's helping Galbadia. She's basically allied herself with Galbadia to take over the world. That's something I can get behind and I can understand. But then it kind of, like I said, it kind of loses the plot, and like it ends up being that, oh, Adia's not evil. Adia is just the good witch who got mind controlled by Ultimacia from the future. Because Ultimacia wants to compress time, whatever the fuck that means. Oh, that's the hilarious thing too, okay? I forgot what they call it, but like, apparently the sorceress is like the only one who can use true magic. And everything you use with like the GFs and the drawing system is apparently just like, I forgot what it's called. It's called like endo magic or something. It's like not real. It's not like true magic, which is why the sorceress is canonically more powerful. The drawing magic system and whatnot, junctioning magic, magic having limited uses, being able to abuse the limit break system, it's such an annoying game to me. I mean, if you think of, I guess you can try to think of like junction like materia. Like imagine if you just had like strength plus materia, or HP plus, or vitality plus materia. Like imagine you could get those like really early in Final Fantasy VII. And you could just like load up your weapons and armor with like stat boosting materia. That's basically what this is, right? Except for the fact that there's no level scaling in FF7. I can agree with that. At least halfway through Disc 2, the story starts to really go all over the place. Once you get to that camouflage future city, then it's a total clown. Yeah, Eshtar. I think Eshtar's in Disc 3. Yeah, Eshtar must be Disc 3, because Disc 2 ends in Galbadia Garden again. You fight a Dia again at the end of this too. Let's end this ceremony with a sacrifice. No, I think it's cool. I just think, yeah, I think it does lose the plot. And it really feels like disc 1 was written by one person, and then disc 2 was kind of written by another person, you know what I mean? And then like disc 2 and 3 kind of, I guess, work, but like disc 1 is very grounded. It's very grounded in what it is, right? There's magic, it's Final Fantasy, but you are a Special Forces student, and later a Special Forces soldier on a mission. On various missions, right? And then you become like... It turns out that Seed has like an ulterior motive, which is to defeat the Sorceress. And that's how you were trained to defeat the Sorceress from birth. Unbeknownst to you. Whomstediv. So we break out of here by grabbing the cup and putting it in here. Level scaling 2, fuck that. Yeah, but I didn't have to be collecting 100 plus strength materia. Yeah. It's not annoying, Dave. It's just how it is, okay? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. When you fuck with time, you end up with an era where everyone using a bronze robot god conquering what? Conquering large parts of the world since time is non-linear. Fucking dragon breaks. Yeah, so I don't know. I think she wants to like compress time into a single moment or something. Well, the really hilarious thing about Ultimacia is like her whole thing is swishy. Her whole thing is like she doesn't want to die, right? Because like I guess seeds are dead. I don't remember if it's a destiny or whatever, but seeds are basically there to kill the sorceress, and she's afraid of seeds coming to kill her. So what she does is try to compress time into one moment so there's no more seeds. But in doing so, she brings these guys to her door, basically, because they allow the time compression to happen, and you know the boys come in and end up killing her. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Also, the ancients in FF7 are very clearly black mages from FF1. I don't care what anyone says. Fight me on that. Oh, like all the Sephiroth clone rejects or whatever. Also, it's a similar case with no one knowing how to use magic in FF7. The materia has the knowledge of the ancients, allows them to use magic, but it's artificial. Yeah, like when I did my first playthrough of this for footage and testing, I recorded, like I went through and I walked through. You know that you have that console at the very beginning where you get your GFs from? I went through and I read all of the tutorials in that, and it took me like half an hour. And there's a lot of shit in there that's like you would just never fucking realize. Like that pseudo magic. I think maybe it is called pseudo magic. I don't know, but it's called something different. But yeah, it's like the sorceress has real magic. You have kind of like fucked up magic. Oh shit. Do we fight Iguions now? Maybe we do. Maybe I do fight the Iguions right now. Who would I give it to? Priestess? What GFs do I have left? Junction GF. Yeah, I just need one. It's fine. All I need is draw. Wait, does he not have magic? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't need anything. In fact, I don't even need this save file, so I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, the guys you meet in Temple of the Ancients, they have the blue... Oh, those guys. Yeah. Hey, look, Seifer, he's not dead. Oh, right. Seifer's supposed to get executed, by the way. But he doesn't get executed for whatever reason. I don't like the paradox of that. It doesn't make any sense to a good story. Wait, which paradox is that? Like the okay, this is the part. It's just like sneak through the FMV. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I mean, that's the thing is, I don't hate it. I just think it's a bit like, whatever, you know? Because I like the way it starts. I like the idea of like a mercenary academy and you're doing missions. And it starts off very small scale. Like, your first mission is to help some timber rebels. And then, because of that thing that Seifer did, and the announcement of the president, and Galbadia Garden wanting somewhat of independence and not being tied to, basically not being like a tool of the sorceress, then they end up getting orders from Balaam to adjust their mission to stop Timber's. Well, their goal is to get Timber independence, and they're basically dispatched there for perpetuity until Timber is independent. But Balaam makes a change and says, "Hey, we have to assassinate this sorceress," and Galbadia changes it. It's such a pain in the ass because you can't see where you're supposed to climb up. I always hated that part. She's afraid of these fucking idiot bungling teenagers doing their job. She better not be paying attention to them at all. I know, it literally would have been better if she had done nothing. The messing with time makes the trying you were trying to stop happen. Yeah. No, I get you. I totally get you, man. I feel you. So, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and... Bio. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna give him no element on his weapon. Because I can never remember if the Iguions are like weak to fire, if they're strong to it. So I'm just like, oh, where's Bio? The Skull's a fucking beast right now. Like, meltdowns. Because that was a bunch of refines from Siren and Diablos. A bunch of the cards. Because you saw at the beginning, like, I modded all the cards. And then I had a bunch of shit that I couldn't do. Like, you get, like, stops and stuff from black holes, and demis from black holes, and slow from spider webs, and mesmerized blades gives you whatever. So you see, I got Squall's ultimate weapon. So one of the really hilarious things is I think the Iguions either have innate shell, or they either have innate shell or they have innate reflect until you draw Carbuncle out of them, and then they lose it for the rest of the battle. You kind of hope, yeah. See how crazy that shit is? Like, complete one-shot. Like, not a fucking chance in hell. Like, look at this shit. Oh, he's gonna do Lionheart, sick. So this is basically Final Fantasy VIII's equivalent to Omni Slash. So if he wasn't dead already... Yeah. That's probably like the deadest Iguion that ever was, you know? And they're called Iguions because they're half iguana, half lion. Isn't that cool? I think the writers wanted to push for bigger and more epic, but FF8 gets way fucking out of hand. FF9 has similar problems, but it's nowhere near as bad. I agree. I mean, Final Fantasy VII was pretty grounded. Like, it was a fairly typical Final Fantasy story. And to be honest, I think it's one of the better ones. Because at the end of the day, you have a very set goal. You just have to beat Sephiroth. You have to beat Sephiroth, right? What a bad name. But you have to beat him. Like, that's your goal. It's pretty much your goal almost as soon as you leave... Basically, as soon as you leave Midgar, it's your goal. Is to track him down and beat him. And it remains your goal throughout most of the game. Sure, there's like side objectives and side plot, but that's pretty much your goal, is to beat him. It stays that way. And I generally like games that have that kind of goal. Like you have a goal that you maintain throughout the entire game. I kind of like that. Because it's not stuff like Final Fantasy IV where a bunch of shit happens. Here we go. Here we go. Dave, here's your thing. You just pick up this gun. Irvine Kinneas, it's in your hands now. If I need to proofread my stuff this late, it's way worse than normal. Yeah, well, that's what happens. I'm tired. I'm tired too. Damn, they thick. They're iguions. Half iguana, half lion. They must be concentrating. Loneliness of the sharpshooter. I guess he has a point. Seifer. Just throwing a quick 999 in the middle there for good measure. I mean, I'd probably hit him for like 50,000 damage, like easily. Let me see how much HP he has. Let me check my thing. Where are you at? Where are you at, Iguions? Like, yeah, would I have to fucking kill Seifer? It's like, yeah, I would. May end up killing Seifer. But that's okay, because we all thought he was dead anyways. Iguions. HP range, 127 to 1747. Those were the deadest dead guys in Deadville, okay? We destroyed them. We removed them from existence. It's all up to Irving, yeah. I love this. Huh? Is he freaking out? Don't tell me you're getting the jitters. I can't do it. And Skull's just like, God fucking damn it. He's like literally slaps his forehead. Like, come the fuck on. Surrounded by amateurs. But I guess Irvine isn't a seed, so whatever. So this is where we do the junction switch. And we only do this with Squall because we get encounter none. So now we don't have to worry about encounters in the sewers because we have Diablos with encounter none, which is pretty fucking strong. This part's really annoying because it's hard to tell what you're supposed to do. You gotta work your way around, but it's really hard to tell. Because sometimes you have to jump on these water wheels and sometimes you don't. So it's just, this part's really annoying. And part of it's like the pre-rendered backgrounds don't make sense. And it's exacerbated by the fact that you shouldn't have to do this part at all. Because you should just do your fucking job and wait. Abusing mechanics, baby. Yeah, that's right, man. You'll see it. We'll one-shot Adia. We'll one-shot Seifer, then we'll one-shot Adia. The sorceress. Surrounded by amateurs. There's something like Cure 3 bullshit. Yeah, that's right. This is the wrong one, I think. Scene is so damn great for Irvine's character. Yeah, it is. It actually, it is. It's good. See, like, you have to get on this thing, but it's impossible to tell which ones you can jump on and which ones you can't jump on. But you have to ride it down. Yeah, there you go. See how he falls apart under pressure, and it's really well done. It is. It's actually good. It's interesting. Character development. Because when you first meet him, he seems like a total dick. He's just like cocky. And he's like, hey, this is the party we should have, right? And it's like him with all the girls. It's like him with Selfie and Renoa. He's like, hey, this is the right party, right? It's like, sure. Whatever. He's got his arms around him like he's just a total sleazeball. And then you see that he just like he can't handle the pressure, man. Talks a big game, but he don't got the balls to follow up. And that's a shortcut back. Using mechanics is fucking right, goddamn. Wes cheated not only the game, but also himself and everyone around him. It's not how it is, man. Yeah, this is the thing. You gotta jump on this one. That's the mag. I think that's a Combat King, actually. Might be a weapons monthly, but I just never pick it up. You do it when you're with Squall or Renoa. In that area with the boxes. Got some LED teacup lights at a yard sale today. Adds a nice moonlight to my room. They even flicker and fake like a candle. I'm actually amazed, guy, that there's a yard sale in your area. Because it's like your fucking town is tiny. Kind of blows my mind. And of course, you get off of the ladder. Let me on the ladder. This is all because Queestis couldn't stay put, man. She couldn't just follow the damn orders. She had to go apologize to Renoa. Because you're in the middle of a mission? No, you have to apologize because you were slightly mean, but also justified in doing what you said. Switch. Give Zell back to Squall. I think, what does Selfie have on? Quetzalcoatl. And I guess we give it to Renoa, because phew, we made it just in time. Pull the switch. Pull the switch. Wait, what the hell? Why can't I pull the switch? There we go. Oh god, it's 20 minutes. Or 20 o'clock. 20 o'clock? 8 o'clock? Those dancing guys just dancing. Actually, this cutscene's pretty cool. It's pretty stupid and silly because it seems so slow with how Squall gets over there, but it's pretty cool. Oh, flea market? Yeah. Well, I guess it's like whatever. I can't always choke. Try to act all cool, joke around. I just can't handle the pressure, man. Just like, forget it. Just shoot the fucking gun. Do your job. My bullet, the sorceress, will go down in history. Change the history of Galbadia, of the world. It's all too much, man. It's like, Skull's just like, god damn it. Shoot the gun. I don't care if you miss whatever happens, just leave the rest to us. Just think of it as a signal, a sign for us to make our move. I mean, Squall should have just been like, okay, fuck it, I'm going. Because he's just like... I guess he wants Irvine to actually shoot her. Because it's his job, but at the same time, it's also like... Well, if he's got cold feet and he's not gonna do it, then just go for it. Yeah, this game has really, really good transitions from gameplay to cutscene and back. It actually does. Like, that looks really good. Even though it's like a tiny scene. It's like, nope, it's fine. Your aim was perfect. Here we go. Going in for the sorceress, Irvine, Renoa. Just be ready to back me up. Let's get Renoa to back us up. Yeah, we already did our GAF. Take care of Renoa. I think you get a full heal here. This part's fucking hilarious, by the way. He just like jumps off a carousel that's like 3 stories tall. Fucking pulls out his sword gun. Fucking murders a guy. Steals a goddamn car. It's just like, what's this car doing here? There's like a parade going on. Drives it through absolutely no people. Crashes into it sideways and jumps in through the gate. Like, is there a hole in the gate? I don't know. Skull, yeah, Skull's just like screaming at him. Just shoot the gun, man. Shoot. Come on, why are you shooting? Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay. Just take a step back. Let's calm down. Let's all calm down. There's something pretty good about this that I saw. Yeah, I mean, like, Final Fantasy VIII was definitely higher production values than Final Fantasy VII, that's for sure. Also heard about a woman who had twins at 40 and now she has 6 kids. They are fucked. Wait, what? What? This is how it turned out. So you become the sorceress's lapdog. Prefer to be called her knight. This has always been my dream. My romantic dream. So here we go. We're gonna fight Thiefer. Oh my god, we have to 1v1 Seifer. You're mine. Oh my god, did he use no mercy on me? He did. That cheeky fuck. Oh no, it hurts. By the way, I have over 100 tornadoes junction to my strength. I lost? Yeah, you did. I got a fucking disc 4 weapon and all the tornadoes. Never analyzed a cutscene like that, but it was pretty fucking funny. Yeah, you probably never thought about it. Seifer, you're pathetic. A seed planted in a rundown garden. Here we go, it's Adia, the final boss of Disquan. I think I can one-shot her. It might be a one-shot. Adia scales, but she doesn't scale that much. So she's one of the more fixed encounters, actually. I have to redeem myself. Because God forbid I do my fucking job. She uses tier 3 magic, which is kind of scary. Of course, Squall's got a lot of spirit, because of junction spirit, so he doesn't actually take much damage. She should die in the second hit, actually. 2 dispels. I mean, the only reason this took 2 hits is because I didn't have my, is because I got a full heal. I got a scripted full heal, right? There we go. I got a scripted full heal, so I couldn't use, Renzakoken. Renzakoken! Better to rule in hell than to serve in heaven. A Sneed? Oh my god. Here we go. Everyone's favorite cutscene. Squall's dead, everyone. He died on that tanker. Yeah, I mean that's. I think that kind of showcases it, right? Like, okay, yeah. So level range. So Seifer can only get to level 20. So like I said, it's a very scripted encounter. So his max HP is he has between 176 and 1076. But you being level 20 there is not. It's probably pretty common, right? Would you be level 20? You'd probably be around that range. Maybe like 15-ish. 15 to 20. If you actually fought the battles. So that's fine. Adia has between 1,300 and 7,000. So again, she caps out at level 20. So she can't scale more than that. We already did this. So that's it for now. I think that's a good place to end. We skipped a bunch of shit, but that's fine. It's pretty funny. I don't think we'll do disc 2. It's just I don't think we'll do the rest of Final Fantasy VIII, to be honest. Not that I don't want to, it's just like it'll take a long time and it'll be kind of boring. Squall is dead. The rest of the game is a dream. 100% 100% a dream. 100% confirmed. A game theory. Shoot me. No. It's just a theory, man. Thanks for watching. Yep. Japanese goblin. Japanese goblin. No, you gotta use the semicolon. There you go. Japanese goblin. So I hope you all enjoyed it. It was pretty fun, actually. It's fun to do shit like that in Final Fantasy VIII. You just destroy it. Just take it, you grind for 7 hours and then just destroy the game. Like I said, it's like front-loading your grinding. So instead of grinding like throughout the game, you just grind a bunch at the beginning. They actually show their website. That's pretty damn funny. http squaresoft.com. Oh shit, I wonder if that actually is a thing still. Squaresoft.com. They take you to Square Enix probably. Yeah, it takes you to Square Enix now. Because Enix bought them out. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everyone had fun. We'll see you later.